Tottenham have left Harry Kane, Son, and all the big guns at home. We will field a second-string team tonight when we take on Vitesse Arnhem in the Europa Conference League. And welcome to the preview show. Yes, guys, you know what time it is. It's your buddy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan, bringing you your preview and everything else you need to know ahead of this evening's Europa Conference League game over in Holland. And we are joined by co-host Jack. Jack, my man, how are things?
You're riding the vibes of, honestly, getting the Harris Army ready for this one, Dave. I'm actually really enjoying that, as well. Going to be enjoying the smacking that we're going to be giving over in Holland, Dave. Who doesn't like a nice day out, in the Netherlands? I certainly do. True. I know you do as well, Dave. It's going to be a nice, bit of football. Also a bit of an earlier match, which, to switch things up, David, I'm actually kind of feeling it. I like the vibes today. The vibes are speaking to me.
No, I'm loving the vibes too, Jack. I absolutely cannot wait for this one. That's for sure. Look, guys, we'll see what Harris Army we have in the building. I know it's a very early one in the day. I'm not expecting too many in the house, to be honest with you. We have Dermot from Tottenham Tantrum. Everybody do get over and check out his YouTube page. He says, once again, we are on the Euro tour with the Irish Hotspur and Stats Jack train. So all aboard, get ready. It's just the Spurs match day. Woo! Come on, you Harris Army. Come on, you Flat Cap Army. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Dermot, my man. I hope things are well with you, brother. We have Chris. He says, big up the Flat Cap Army on the European tour again. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Flat Cap Army. Come on, you Harris Army. Big yourself up, Chris. Hope things are well, brother. You make sure you keep taking them calls, my man. We don't want you getting sacked. DMT85 says, big up, everyone. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, DMT, my man. I hope things are well with you, brother. It's good to see you in. We have the regular in the building as well. Another one it's good to see. Can't watch because I'm at school, but big yourselves up. Come on, you Spurs. No bother, my man. Big yourself up.
Hit the books hard, the regular. Hit the books hard. There you go. It'll pay off at the end. It'll pay off at the end.
Make sure you get your education, DMT. It's all about the education, my man. Andrew Bailey says, big up the Harris Army. Get your flat caps on, lads. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Andrew. Hope things are well, brother. It's good to see you in. It's good to see you in. Kieran Keys, another one that's good to see you, my man. He says, afternoon, lads. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Kieran Keys. I hope you're keeping well, brother. We have Wembley 1. He says, with our projected lineup tonight, this will be Pacos de Ferreira away with bells on, Vitesse by 2 or 3. Oof. Yeah, look, I can understand everybody's, not pessimistic going into it, but like the lack of optimism because so many of these players have let us down before. The likes of a Davies, the likes of a Winks, I'd even say Dele Alli players of that ilk. So, yeah, look, I can understand that. I really do. But we are going to get into that because, look, I don't think Nuno actually has an option, to be honest with you, because I want to beat West Ham more than anything, to be honest with you, more than I want to win tonight. Look, obviously I want to win tonight, get this group over nice and early. But West Ham is my priority. The league is my focus. This would just be nice. But like all last season, we all said, this competition is for the likes of these guys, is for the youngsters. So, look, let's give them their opportunity and see what they can do. John Fitzpatrick's in the house. Big up, John. He says, big up, big up, John, my man. Hope things are well with you down in Oz, man. I say you can't wait to get home soon, brother. Romario Caden, it's good to see you in, man. David, when are you playing with your Tottenham TV at FIFA? Can't wait to see it. Oh, my man, whenever they stop avoiding us, lad, look, no, we'll get it set up. I tuned in briefly before I came on. I'll be honest with you, I don't think it is much of a competition. I'll be very honest. Look, I just see me and Jack probably smacking them. I'll be honest, I'll be disappointed if we don't put 5 by them, Jack.
Yeah, I think so. And also, Dave, it seems like people are really, getting up for it. It's like Fury versus Wilder. They're just like, when's it happening? Need to get the tickets. And I can also say, Dave, especially if we are to hit them with that 5-0, that 6-0, it'd be kind of maybe like a Germany-Brazil. We probably might have to, go low for a few days, make sure that there's no blowback, there's no pushback, and whatnot, because it might be a bit, embarrassing. Probably have to go a bit easy on them, you might even say, in the second half, because first half, we all know, is just going to us.
No, 100%. Look, I'd be afraid if we beat them that bad, they'll take the pre-match off me. I know. No, I'm only messing. The boys aren't like that. But no, it is going to be good. It's going to be entertaining. Look, hopefully we can make it a bit of a weekly thing with them, maybe, We'll wait and see. But it's coming. Don't worry. It's coming. We just need to look. They're biding their time. They're getting as much practice in. As you can see, they're sitting there. They're playing their FIFA. They're getting the practice in. So they're biding their time. That's all they're doing. But guys, you know, it's up to you guys. Get over there, put the pressure on them. Tell them, look, we can't wait any longer. This is the one we all want to see. You know, it's box office. Lazy 801 says, top of the morning, Harris Sammy, big yourself up, Nick. I hope you're enjoying yourself beside Mr. Washington's penis. I hope you're enjoying yourself there, my man. Big yourself up, lad. Trix is in the building, says, afternoon, lads. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Trix. It's good to see you in. And Romero is loving the reply. Big yourself up, my man. And Wembley says, you're right, guys. Nuno doesn't have an option. This is all down to Levy's systematic vandalism of the squad depth of quality in recent years. And guys, when you hear, like, especially likes of the regular, when you hear me mispronouncing words like that, that's exactly why you need to stay in school, my man. That's exactly why you need to stay in school.
Well done, though, Dave. You nailed it, though. I think that was also, it's kind of a marble kind of sentence. You know, it's a lot of different, that's kind of, especially early in the morning for me, Dave. I would need my coffee before I would say that sentence out loud. So big yourself up, Wembley. Big yourself up.
Oh, big yourself up, my man. What a legend. And
Very
yeah, you're
smart.
right. You're right. It is down to, look, you know, Levy's systematic vandalism. I like that word. I do like that word. It's a good one. Dermot says Sunday is more important, but be nice to get this group over with. But the 3 points on Sunday against, and he says the bubble blowers. Yeah, 100%. Look, you know, you see, this is what beggars me beyond belief. Like, you know, usually you give like bubbles to your kids to keep them quiet and give them something to do for half an hour. You know, before they come in annoying you, can you refill it? Can you refill it? We're talking about 40-year-old grown-ass men standing there, blowing bubbles, speaking about bubbles. You know what I mean? It's unbelievable. And then they're all dressed like Barney the dinosaur with the colored jersey while they're doing it. It's unbelievable, you know?
I don't get it either, Dave. I don't get it either. I thought that was, you know, young. I thought it was just, you know, way behind us, you know, that kind of activities. You know, I really did. I thought we're supposed to be playing football and watching football out there, not worried about, you know, when are the bubbles coming, you know. So, Dave, I completely agree with you.
But look, we'll all have to bring our binoculars, even me and Jack doing the watch along, because the pitch is so far away from the cameras and with the running track around it. Honestly, I don't know whether I'll be watching, you know, someone go for Olympic gold, or whether I'm watching a football game. In fact, they might even combine the two. They might give you a double day out down there. But no matter what, just walk along, get binoculars that get head strapped around. So you just walk around with binoculars on just so you can see actually what's going on. Because the pitch is so far away. They have a running track around it. You never know. You might see Usain Bolt, you know, doing a relay with the Jamaican team. Who knows? You know, you could be in for a treat Sunday. The only treat that I know that I'm getting is 3 points from my boys, you know, at the Tottenham Hotspur team. That's what I know. And Lazy 8 is absolutely loving, lad. Big yourself up.
Big up, Ribsy.
Big up, Ribsy, my man. Today, guys, you know, of course, I'll be giving you everything you need to know, just like usual. I know some of you are scratching the screen right now. You know, tell me what channel, Dave. Give it to me. I need it. You know, it's coming. Do not worry. Injury team news updates. It's coming. Do not worry about that. You know, I hear you ask about predicted lineup. Do not worry about that. That is also coming. You know, it's just a bit of a build-up, something a bit different to try and make these Europa Conference League games, you know, a bit more bearable for some guys, you know. But look, William Kelly with the super chat. I was just about to get onto that next before we get into it. Big up, William, my man. He says, I think by leaving all regulars at home, it's going to push Levy into spending the cash. No, sorry, that's what I'd like to believe. William, my man, he's so funny. He does crack me up, William.
That's William Kelly to a degree. I almost have caught myself saying exactly this, you know, way too many times. So that's what it is, you know, William Kelly. And I'm not looking forward to being let down as we usually are. You know, I just build myself up with the optimism and then only to be, you know, stabbed again by Levy to a degree. You know, William Kelly, I've said this before. If some of these players that we will be playing tonight, if they aren't able to do it against Vitesse, it says a whole lot about them. And that means also a lot of deadwood needs to get out of the club as well. So the list of deadwood just gets even longer, you could say, if we don't pull off a victory tonight. Even, you know, I would say we need to win at least by 2 goals, I would say, William Kelly, because that would at least prove to me that they're at that level. If they're not at that level, the dead list just gets even longer, William Kelly, and Levy will have a lot more business to do, you know, the kind of business he doesn't enjoy, you know, which involves, you know, running a football club. So William Kelly, pick yourself up, though. I love that. Absolutely love it.
But, like, look, let's be honest, you know, Ali, England international, Winks, England international, Sanchez, Colombian international, Roland, Welsh international. You know what I mean? If these Lo Celso, Argentinian international, Bergwijn, Dutch international, Gil, well, he will perform. Let's be real there. But like, if these guys can't perform tonight, but then I'm not being funny. How do we expect them to perform in the Premier League, even if we get an injury or anything like that? So look, the onus is all on these guys to turn up tonight. There is a bit of a two-tier system being created in the squad, which I do like, and I do kind of agree with. It's the only way you might get an answer out of some of these guys, to be honest with you, rather than persisting with them, which we should not be doing at a football club. At the end of the day, if you're a football club and you're buying a player and you're given an opportunity to play for such a massive club, it's up to them. You're providing the opportunity. It's up to them to take it. You shouldn't have to keep persisting with these guys. But I'm glad that's not really a problem anymore. But William Kelly, my man, I really appreciate the support. Everyone else, make sure you absolutely smash that like button. Make sure you smash that subscribe button if you are new to the channel, guys. Big push for 4.5K is on. Oof. And as well, why not get your super chats in? It is a great way to help support myself and Jack on the YouTube journey. Honestly, the channel does not survive without the support, and it's absolutely massive. I really appreciate everybody so far. Don't worry. I know there's a lot of people that are not in a position. Do not worry about that. I got you covered. We will be bringing up all your comments on screen. Do not worry about that. And look, make sure you obviously have your cans in for tonight first and everything else as well. Your cans, your pack of Doritos, maybe your box.
If you have an Amstel, laying around, an Amstel Light, laying around, might as well just be drinking it, because I would say even also a non-alcoholic one, whatever you need, because I would say it's going to be an easy night, might as well celebrate it. Even, get, a pizza, maybe grab a chip, or something, Dave, I would say, because it's just going to be nice, easy football watching. I'll tell you that.
No, it definitely is. It definitely is. Let's welcome a few more people in. We'll get that other super chat from William Kelly. Ribsy says, that's it. You want league minutes, then show us you can do it, lads. 100%, man. I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. John Fitzpatrick, I want all 3 points against the Pikey boys. He hates the Hammers 100%, my man.
A lot of people seem to hate the Hammers, and I really like hearing that as well. It seems to be kind of like Chelsea to a degree with some teams where they almost seem to hate the Hammers more than they hate the Gunners, which is very interesting.
Glass hammers. Absolutely. They'll be smashed to bits once we play them, They're going to try and hammer us, but what they don't realize is they're made of glass. Catman Jazz says 9:15 a.m. Here, good morning, afternoon, Harris and the Flat Cap Army.
Fellow East Coaster. Big yourself up, Catman Jazz. I'm pretty sure he's up in Canada, but fellow East Coaster. Hopefully you got the coffee in hand. The coffee and the Harris Army just go right together like bread and butter. There you are.
No, it definitely does. Colin Turner says, from a professional point of view, these players have a duty to perform regardless of their being in or out of the team on a regular basis. First of all, Colin, it's good to see you, my man. It's really good to see you. Sorry, I'm still slightly recovering. But I couldn't agree more with you. Look, I could not agree more with you. They have a duty to perform for themselves, for the club, for the fans, and for every other kid around the world that these guys inspire. Of course, they have a duty to perform. Sims Orlov says, hello, Irish. I'm going to the match so I can see Son, Kane, etc. Do they play today or Ndombele? I'm a big fan. I'm Dutch, by the way, so my only opportunity to see my idols.
Oh,
Sims, my man, I feel so sorry for you. None of the players that started the game against Newcastle even travelled. Kane didn't travel. Son didn't travel. Ndombele didn't travel. Hugo Lloris didn't. Romero, Emerson, Reguilon, Ollie Skip, Højbjerg. I'm sorry, man. But, you will get to see the likes of Brian Gill Messi, Starlet de Mbappe. You will get to see, who else am I excited to see? Galini. You get to see Galini, even though he hasn't hit the ground running. You'll get to see Lo Celso, Stevie B.
Yeah, we'll be doing Stevie B's silky skills, hopefully, especially in his home country, maybe Sims, but pick yourself up. And also, I will say, hopefully you got down there easily. I know you guys have some of the best bike lanes in the world, some of the best train systems in the world. That's just beautiful. So Sims, as much as it is probably kind of, not so great to be so far away from your idols, like you said, so far away from the team, I would say you live in a beautiful country. No, you definitely do, and I'm definitely dying to get to Amsterdam, my man. But Sim, I hear it's raining there at the minute, Mr. Orlov. So look, what you can't sing is, we sang it in France and we sang it in Spain. We sang in the sun and we sang in the rain. They tried to stop us, but all it did, the thing I love most is being a yid. Being a yid. That's what you can be singing, my man. That's exactly what you can be singing tonight.
William Kelly with another super chat. My man, what a legend. He says, ain't going to beat Vitesse tonight. Dutch teams are no pushovers. And I agree with you. They are no pushovers. But interestingly, they have no Chelsea loanees in their team this year. None whatsoever. So they are going down a different route. And I agree with you. Look, they're not a pushover. But when you look at it and the caliber of some of these players' levels that they're supposed to be at, they should be beating these teams. Look, I grew up watching teams in the UEFA Cup. You know, even when Harry Kane wasn't a household name, playing in the games along with Conor Oglev and players like that, you know, and we got the job done. So why can't these full international players go out and get the job done?
Yeah. As well as you probably would argue, you know, they lost or they only beat Enes Mira, you know, the team we absolutely smacked. You know, they beat them 2-0. You know, it wasn't the most convincing of performances there. They lost to Rennes as well. But at the same time, I kind of agree, William Kelly, especially Dutch football teams. They're very much known for their high pressing, you know, kind of a bit similar to even certain German teams. You know, they have decent attacking kind of forms and decent kind of styles of, you know, building up play. So we definitely can be, you know, caught out. We definitely could be caught out. But at the same time, you know, I would say with maybe their recent performances, they haven't been necessarily doing too great. So maybe it's not as much as I rate a lot of Dutch teams. I would say this one, maybe in particular, is not really the most convincing, I would say. Maybe if it were like a Feyenoord, an AZ Alkmaar, or something like that, or obviously Ajax or PSV, I'd be saying something entirely different. But I feel like this one is maybe a bit more of a pushover. And also, especially though, I see where you're coming though. Dutch teams, they have fantastic tactics over there. They also know how to press. They know how to play very pleasing football, something maybe we haven't been too catered to. So big yourself up, William Kelly. See what you mean. Definitely see what you mean.
Big up. And he's here with another super chat. He says, I lived in Holland when I was 19. The Dutch are good people. Look, you know, my old lad, he was well-traveled across Europe. He assures me the Dutch are the very best of people, my man. The very best of people. My old lad used to do that interrailing around Europe. When he came out of the when he was in the army, he used to take a couple of weeks off every so often and go and do the interrailing around Europe. He really enjoyed it. He assures me that they're good people. Another country, Croatia, he assures me, lovely people there too. Another great country. You know, but yeah, look, we're in Holland. Whereabouts in Holland were you, William? Was it Amsterdam? What was it? That's what I want to know, William. I'd say you snuck off to Amsterdam. I definitely say you did, William.
A lot of sleepy, beautiful towns, though, as well. You know, a lot of sleepy, beautiful towns, and of course, we all know lots of riverways, lots of water, you know, in the area. So it just sounds nice. Also, Dave, you know, a bit of science. I think they get, you know, that really nice, like cool Atlantic breeze. You know, it's actually a bit warmer in the Netherlands than some people realize. You know, I would just say. You know, definitely a beautiful country. Definitely a beautiful country. I'm trying to remember what the name of that wind is that makes it a bit warmer there, but now I'm getting too much caught up on stuff. Maybe again, why we should have gone back to school.
That's for the regular to be learning, lad.
Yeah, that's for the regular to be learning tonight.
Catman Jess says Northern. We'll take a few more comments and then we will start getting into it. Catman Jess says Northern Ontario, Jack. It's freezing here this morning. Need coffee for that reason alone. But look, as you can see, Jack is sporting that lovely, what we call over here, a farmer's jacket, you know, with the lovely flat cap. Jack has really gone for the look today. It really suits him, I have to say. And a nice coffee cup to match. Absolutely love it. Wembley 1 says Vitesse definitely a step up or two from Pachos. So we will have our hands full. 100%. Couldn't agree more. Is Divine in the squad by John Fitzpatrick? He says we need to give the boy a chance. I think he might be on the bench tonight, John. I think he should be on the bench tonight, my man. I hope he is. I'd like to see him give him. I'd
love to see him.
Colin Turner says, what we need tonight is leadership on the pitch. Whoever the captain is, he needs to back the orders or we could be in trouble. It's about application. Could not agree more.
Please not Ben Davies. Please not Ben Davies as captain. Please no. Like just anyone else. Just anyone else. Like that guy's the opposite of a leader. That's what I would say. And that captain does need to be barking orders.
He's an absolute nutcase. You know, give it to Tanganga. He have no problem shouting at them. That's what I would do, to be honest with you. I'd give it to someone like Tanganga. But it's a great point, Colin. You're 100% correct there, my man. Chris says, afternoon, lads. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Flat Cap Army. Come on, you Harris Army. Told you I would pop on. Big up, my man. Big up. I really appreciate it. Ian Ferguson says it's going to be a harder match just because we're playing youngsters, but still feeling good. Big up, Ian. I hope things are good. Look, we're all on the vibes today. All on the vibes. Ribsy says, yeah, great people. Great people going to lose a football match tonight. Pity. Absolutely love it, Ribsy. You can always rely on Ribsy to rub it in. Mr. Orlov isn't happy there now. John Fitzpatrick says Nuno needs to be starting Tanganga at centre-back in Europe for me. Just out of necessity tonight, I think he will play right back with Sanchez and Roden playing centre back. But if Doherty is fit, you could probably bring him back in and put Tangang into centre back. John, I agree with you. I would like to see him move into centre back. Sims Orlov says, haha, we'll make it the best evening possible, and we love Bergwijn in Holland. Well, big yourself up, my man. Look, maybe you can give me a quick in the comments there. Let us know why I should be believing in Bergwijn, because I'll be honest with you, my belief is starting to slowly waver. John Fitzpatrick says the coffee shops are top notch. Yeah, I haven't been. I hear they are. And Sims Orlov also says Vitesse play very Italian normally. Don't know how they would play against us. Vitesse is known for the club with no fans, and I think the most hated here in the Netherlands.
Wow, you learned something in the Netherlands.
So look, let's all get on the bandwagon. We hate Vitesse. That's what we'd be saying.
Big up, Sims. Thanks for the information as well. That's good insight. Yeah. Good scouting, Sims.
Yeah, good scouting, lad. Good scouting, my man. The scouting network is now international, Jack. We've now got Orlov over there in Holland. Big yourself up, my man. William Kelly with his super chat. Big up, William. He says, come on, guys, someone help William out here. Someone help William out. He says, Utrecht, but yes, went to Amsterdam many times. Also lived in Kansas in America and now in Australia.
Wow.
Utrecht, never been. I do know it. Amsterdam, would love to go. Kansas, never been. Never, ever been. William, what are you doing? I know you're a floor layer and you work for yourself, my man. But what have you been doing that you've been able to travel all this time across the world, my man?
It's a cultured man, Dave. Remember yesterday, Dave, he was practically quoting Oscar Wilde with what he was saying yesterday. So he's a cultured man, Dave. He's traveled the world, seen lots of things, experienced lots of things. So that's where he is, David. He's just traveled the world and, clearly a very cultured guy. Utrecht, yeah, I've never been. I went to Amsterdam for one night. And I can't speak too much on that. But Kansas, that is the definition of America. So there you are, William Kelly. That is full America in your face, I would say. So well done over there. Well done. And honestly, Australia now as well. We've been all over the world. You've touched all the continents, William Kelly, from what I can tell as well. So big yourself up. Big yourself up.
I'd say there's little Kellys running around in Utrecht, Amsterdam, Kansas, and Australia. Little William Kelly's running around. Big yourself up, William. No, look, do you know what? Fair play to you. It's something I've always regretted that I probably didn't do, was probably travel a bit more, across Europe, maybe to America and stuff like that. Of course, it all costs, but it's something I do regret, man. It's something I do regret. So big yourself up, well-traveled man. What a legend. We have Edward Cab 17. Do you think we'll get top four, lads? I always believe. Look, until it's mathematically not possible, that's the time you can count me out of me thinking we're not going to get top four. But even then, I still think there might be a slight hope. I'd still be 10% we can get it, even though it's not mathematically possible, my man. But I would say yes, I definitely think so, Jack.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way with David. It's just kind of I don't really believe that the hope that kills you. I just like to say that the hope is what keeps me going. That's what keeps me going, Edward, is the hope. That's how we go about it over here. And so if you kind of like that kind of mentality, those kind of vibes, just stick around, because this is the most positive fan channel there is, the positivity cult over here. So there you are. If you like that kind of vibe, if you like that kind of optimism over here, we will rationalize it as well. We try to rationalize it to the best of our ability as well. So there you are, Edward. There you are. Just stick around. You'll enjoy it.
Just before we get to Dark Song G Super Chat, and my man, it's great to see you, buddy. You can always rely on Dark Song G to be popping in on match day, absolutely pumped up. He's a legend. Let's welcome in quickly Fakile Zimia. I hope Dane performs tonight. Look, I probably butchered that pronunciation. Do let me know exactly how to pronounce it. But look, we're going to get into Dane Scarlett. Look, for me, he's looked not out of his depth. He has struggled, but again, in them earlier games, we were still finding our feet and stuff like that. Hopefully tonight is the night. Dane Scarlett, Dane Mbappe really comes alive. Let's welcome in Rob from Lily White Lane. It's good to see you, my man. Long time no see. I hope you're keeping well, brother. I hope you're keeping well, my man. Big yourself up. Dark Sun G says, yo, really happy about Stevie's return. Hope for a goal. Jack, what do you want to say to Dark Sun G?
I'm kind of hoping for one as well. I'm kind of not, maybe, I would say my hope for Stevie B is kind of waning like David's. Maybe I'm not so far down that as maybe David is, but Dark Sun G, I hope for it, because especially, he does have the silky skills, and I thought he was actually riding some pretty decent form before he got that injury, Dark Sun G. So hopefully he can just pick up on it. Clearly he's had a lot of time to recover, so maybe he is maybe to a degree at full strength, which I think could only mean that, he will be up for it. I think Stevie B, he could maybe come through the season. He could really come through the season. And I'd like to believe it again, the positivity, the optimism there, Dark Sun G, you can't miss it, but I certainly hope for a goal. But Dark Sun G, we're still missing that Reggie goal, and that's what's on my mind constantly every night. I know you and me are losing sleep over it when John Joe, put in that challenge. We're losing sleep over it probably because we need Reggie to get that goal. But Stevie B, I would like to see Stevie B score. Probably I want to see Hill Messi maybe score, maybe just slightly more. But I would say then Stevie B in my second, maybe Dane Scarlett. Actually, Dane Scarlett, Hill, Stevie B. I want the whole front three to score. But I really agree, Dark Sun G. Beat yourself up as well. Again, it's like missing my stat brethren, Dave. Missing, my second half, practically.
Yeah, what's that show? Is it where they're stuck together? Is it Dumb and Dumber or Stuck on You? I can't remember. But where
Brothers from another mother. Brothers from another mother, Dark Sun G. Big yourself up.
Like, dig up Dark Sun G. What a legend. What a legend. Let's welcome a few more people in and we'll get to the rest of the super chats there. Chen Mehmet says, I prefer you two over Bill and Ben. Flower pot man. Get over there to the two boys and tell them that the Irish Hotspur are going to whoop them on FIFA. That's what we need to do. That's what we need to keep doing. Yeah, there's no pronunciation on this.
That's just a keyboard. That seems like a keyboard spam, man.
Lads, I'm hoping for a 2-0 win. Come on, you Spurs. Hope you guys are doing well. We are all good, brother. Thank you so much, my man. Really, really appreciate it.
Hope you're keeping well.
Definitely. Colin Turner says, great show, David and Jack. Come on, you Spurs, beat yourself up. Mr. Orlov says, have fun with the stream. I subbed and I will put my Tottenham shirt on between the Vitesse Spurs. Come on, beat yourself up. Go and have a drink. Go and have a drink for the Irish man and the American man too, my man. Go and have a drink for us all. Enjoy the game, brother. Really do go and enjoy the game. And thank you for subbing, my man. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Sims. Let me know if you're having Amstels tonight. Let me know because I hadn't had an Amstel in a long time. It's a nice, easy drinking one as well. So big yourself up.
Roachy Baby says, come on, you Spurs. Big up, Roachy Baby. Come on. Let's fucking have him. Go Getter says, Jack looking like one of Nuno's coaching staff with that jacket. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Big yourself up, Go Getter. Good to see you in. You see Jack there running. You see Jack running out there after Nuno tonight, trying to issue instructions. It's going to be so funny. Big up, Go Getter.
Show him the tactical path.
Mike, I'm not going to read the second name because I know what it means. But these shams just barely beat Dundalk in the qualifiers. Need to mill them. First of all, Mike, is that actually your name? Or are you taking that name just like to put out there so when someone reads it out, you can have a giggle? Either way, if it is your name, I do apologize. If you're shithousing, fair play to you. It's a good one. I do like it. But look, we do need to mill them. I agree with you. Look, they barely bet Dundalk. Dundalk are absolutely cat. We're the best team in Ireland, but they're absolutely cat compared to in European competition. So we should be absolutely smashing them, Mike. But big yourself up, my man. It's good to see you
big
in.
Up, Mike.
And Island Life's in the building. What's good, lads? Big yourself up, Island Life.
Legend.
He's in the building. Dark Sun G. He says, really worried about easy pass and catastrophe today. Well, Dark Sun G, I do not blame you. I think every single one of us are. And if we're not, we are absolutely lying to ourselves. So we are. Because, look, we know what to expect, and it's their fault, that this is the case. It is their fault, my man. So, look, I do not blame you. Jack, what do you want to say, Dark Sun G?
Dark Sun G, I'll just say, I'll be thinking about you if we see Ben Davies put on that captain's armband. I'll be thinking about you. Just make sure that you've already eaten, before, that happens, because I know you probably won't be able to eat like me after seeing it. It's just, it puts nightmares in my head. It really does, Dark Sun G. Seeing Ben Davies, Mr. Catastrophe, put on the armband. That's all I can say is I'm praying that won't happen. I'm just praying, Dark Sun G.
No, big up Dark Sun G, my man. William Kelly says, never too late, Davey. Some very nice women along the way. I have no doubt there was, man. I have no doubt there was, my man. America, Australia, Holland.
All around the world.
Some of the best places on earth to go for women, my man. Some of the best looking women on earth come from them places. So, big yourself up. All you need to do is maybe get one of the Scandinavian countries in there, and you really do have the trifecta, my man. But big yourself up, William. Look, plenty of drink, I'd say, along, plenty of that, plenty of rum and women along the way, my man. Big yourself up, William. But where was your favorite place, William? Where was your favorite? Maybe it is Australia because you're settled there. But where has been your favorite place, my man? Big yourself up, William. Tottenham Tantrum says, Spurs team should watch the Michael Collins speech to get them going. We should refuse to be beat. But this is Delhi Winks and Co. So no hope there. Come on, you Spurs. Yeah, look, the Michael Collins speech is great for an Irishman. I do agree with you. Another one maybe is that speech in, what's that film, Any Given Sunday? Absolutely great film. That speech in there is absolutely brilliant. Or you could just get me in there, myself and Jack, and we'll get them riled up. Believe me. You know, you're going to see me running around with an American football helmet on, running through walls, grabbing Harry Winks, running around with him. You know what I mean? Same as Ben Davies, shouting, getting them pumped up, you know, and then winking at Dane Scarlett, like, come on, you know what I mean? Get them all pumped up, believe me. Jack, you know, any other speeches you can recommend?
Geez, you know, probably plenty of decent movies out there, but you know, it's all kind of blanking on me again. It's a bit early in the morning, Dave, but all I can say is, like I said, you know, you just need me to give them the tactical lesson. You know, clearly I already am dressed for the occasion in that regard, you know, Tottenham, Tantrum, Dermot, but as well, all you need is just probably even Dark Sun G I would throw in there as well. He would give them a good speech, a good rallying as well, you know, especially the likes of Easy Pass and Ben Davies. Probably do a little bit of sabotage, you know, just give them the wrong directions to the stadium, you know, and whatnot. So I would just say, you know, you can rely on us to give them that speech that they need and that speech that they deserve. I will say Tottenham Tantrum. So big yourself up, Dermot. And, you know, maybe I'll think of something in a moment, but, you know, I'm kind of thinking of a lot of, you know, decent basketball movies, you know, and things like that where they're good speeches, Dave. Obviously, there's that ice hockey movie in the US that's very, very famous, you know, but plenty kind of cheesy Disney movies that have come to mind that probably aren't worth mentioning.
No, 100%. Let's welcome a few more people. Tottenham Hotspur, big yourself up. What a legend. I've seen you in here before. Shushanton's in the building. Shushant Regni, it's good to see you in, my brother. It is good to see you in. Couple more super chats to get to, and then I'm going to tell everybody whereabouts you can watch the game tonight. Dark Sun G says, I saw that Pascozzi went. Hope to see him. Well, look, there is an option. John Fitzpatrick. You know, I know you were saying about maybe playing Tanganga in the centre-back. So if you want to play Tanganga centre-back, you can't put Pascozzi right back. I would have no problem.
I would love that.
Do a job. So it's not good. Big up, Dark Sun G. Scout man.
I would love that, Dark Sun G. I love Pascozzi from what I've seen from him. He looks fantastic to me. I really do. And I think he deserves a bit more of a chance at times. And I'd love to see him play. He's still very, very young. So maybe I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, but I can see the talent is there. I simply can with my own eyes. And he seems like a guy that just gets stuck in for a living. I'll tell you that, Dark Sun G. And he seems to hold himself quite accountable when he even makes a mistake, you know? So I would love to see him play. I would love to see him.
No, 100%. He also says, happy that Son, Skip, Reggie and Kane and Tango and Pierre and Højbjerg are all being rested. 100% they're rested because they're going to burst some bubbles on Sunday against the Hammers, my man. The Hammers, the Spammers, the Spanners, whatever you want to call them. You know, don't worry. They're all being rested because they're going full throttle. We are going to put our foot on their necks and really suffocate them out of that top 4 spot already, my man. That's exactly what we're going to do. You know, we're going to spank 11 Barney's dinosaurs running around that pitch. That's what we're doing, my man. Big yourself up, Dark Sun G. And he also says, David, you must feel sad but happy that Oscar is... Look, I'll be honest with you. I don't rate the guy. I do not rate him. I don't think he puts in good performances for Ireland whatsoever. He's been absolutely shit at Tottenham. And just because he's Irish, it's not an easy pass for him to stay. So he's not Harry Winks. He's not homegrown or anything like that. So look, for me, at the end of the day, I don't want him anywhere near the team. If he's costing my teams, no matter what team I watch week in, week out, then he has to go. It's as simple as that. I couldn't care less where he's from. At the end of the day, just perform. It's that easy. It's that easy. Do what you're paid to do. Do your job. Literally, do your job. That's all.
Yeah, Dark Sun G, we said this on Extra Time. We don't even know what a Ben Davies is anymore. Don't even know what a Matt Doherty is anymore. And we don't even know what a Harry Winks is. So that's what I would say, Dark Sun G. And also, again, I would have you given one of those speeches because Chris even mentioned it here. I'd give them a speech. You don't win. You don't bother come board in the plane to come back. I know Dark Sun G be saying more or less of the same. I know he'd be saying the same thing, Chris. So big yourself up, Chris. Actually, Chris be fantastic to have for those speeches as well.
Big up, everybody. Absolutely great vibes today. Big up, Ganesh. Ganesh as well in the building.
Another you work with Nuno.
He does. That's what he went for today. He texts me. He says, guys, Dave, I'm going to dress up as Nuno today. See if everybody else notices. I know, I'm only messing. But no, it's good. It's a good joke. We're going to... should we make him wear this for the watch-along, even if it gets hotter midday? I think we should, 100%. Definitely think we should. And big up Killian Kenny. I hope
Big
things are
yourself
well,
up.
my man. Big yourself up, my man. You did make it today, my man. You did. Brain Sample's in the building. Big up, Brain.
Big up, Brain Sample.
Says, come on, you Spurs, enjoying the show. You two work well together, dealing with the fast pace of comments. Look, my man, this is something we do like to pride ourselves on over here, that we do get through the comments. We do try and keep up with them between super chats and people that can't afford to do super chats and everything else. We try our best for absolutely everybody. We try to include as many people as we can. You know, at the end of the day, we just want to create one big happy Hotspur family. That's all we want to do. You know, that the no other hidden agendas or anything like that. Literally just want to create a nice space for people to be able to come, enjoy results, enjoy players, give out together and win together. You know, that's all we want to do, Brain Sample. Really appreciate that comment, brother. Really appreciate
something we pride ourselves on, Brain Sample, and as well, you know, we're not, you know, we know that you guys make the show actually because you're the guys giving us the support as well. So we have to honor everything that you guys do for us. You know, it's a two-part relationship here because we can't, David and I just won't be just speaking to each other without acknowledging anybody or bringing up any comments. That to me, that just seems crazy. And that's what we do pride ourselves on. That's what we do pride ourselves on, Brain Sample. So big yourself up. Really appreciate you as well for joining up on the Irish Hotspur as well. You know, it feels like he's already a regular.
It does. He's fitting in. He's fitting in very nicely, I have to say. But look, guys, you know, I'm going to give absolutely everybody everything they need to know. But first of all, I do have to welcome this guy. It's a long time no see. It's Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. Hi, David. Hi, Jack. Let's hope tonight this second string can get the job done. It is a squad game. Come on, you Spurs. Couldn't agree more. I could not agree more, my man. Could not agree more with you. It's good to see you. It is good to see you. And Chen Mehmet Jack needs to fold his arms and stand there looking like he ain't got a clue what's going on. 100%. Big yourself up, Chen, my man. That's absolutely
Do the Nuno beard touch. Do the Nuno beard touch and a few of these. Yeah, big up, Chen. Really big yourself up.
But look, let's give them everything they need to know. And need to know. Make sure you smash that like button, guys. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. And look, feel free to keep helping support the channel with super chats. It is, you know, it's a massive, massive help to any YouTuber out there. You know, without long-term paid sponsorships and everything else like that, guys. But look, everything you do need to know, it is the first ever meeting between the two sides. Of course, it is away at the Gelredome. A lovely name and a lovely stadium, I have to say. It is sold out. 23,731 all tickets sold tonight. Kickoff, of course, is at 5:45 p.m. Jack, what time is that your time? 1:45?
12:45 here in the U.S., you know, for Catman Jess and I. know Catman Jess is in Ontario in Canada, but for the Eastern time zone, it's going to be 12:45.
Yes. So there you are. You know, we got to cover both sides of the pond. Do not worry about that. Big up Paul Kane official as well. It's good to see you in, my man. It is good to see you in, Paul. Big yourself up. And Mark New, big game tonight. Big up the Harris Army. Who's playing up front? Will he go for Dane Scarlett and rest Harry and Sonny? Yeah, look, none of the 11 that played Sunday or that started Sunday have travelled. None whatsoever, Mark. So it's all backup brigade tonight. The Bertie says, big up David and Jack. Smash that like. Come on, you Spurs. Big up the Bertie. Big up the Bertie. Of course, if you want to watch the game, guys, it is on BT Sport 1. I actually don't mind BT Sport. They're better than Sky Sports. But you know what, guys? You can watch the game on BT, but turn off the commentary. Put myself and Jack on. We will be starting to watch along here from 5:30 p.m., which is 12:30 p.m. stateside. So, guys, make sure you tune in. It's always a riot, especially when Tottenham are winning. Vitesse, they are 6th in the Eredivisie. They beat Mura 2-0, and they also lost to Rennes 2-1 in the opening 2 matches of this group stage. They do sit 3rd in the group on 3 points. They have no Chelsea loanees in the team, and they do play a 3-4-3 system. So there should be room for us to get at them, to be honest with you. In terms of Tottenham, we, of course, are 5th in the Premier League, joint 4th with Brighton on the same amount of points. 3 wins on the bounce we are, you know. We had the Mora game, the Villa game, the Newcastle game. Let's make it 4 today. Of course, how we're getting on Europa Conference League. We beat Mora 5-1 in the opening game, and we also drew with Rennes 2-2 in the opening game and beat Mora 5-1 in our opening 2 games. But we are 1st in the group on 4 points, same as Rennes. They are 2nd on 4 points, and of course, we do play a 4-2-3-1. Players injured for Tottenham. We have 11 changes. None of the players from Newcastle travelled. Doherty and Sessegnon, though, are ruled out still, with Bergwijn in line to make his first start since the Watford game in August. Vitesse Arnhem, their regular goalkeeper, Dan Reisiger, he is out, so it is a backup keeper playing tonight. And Usama Tanene, he is back in midfield, or due back to be playing in midfield after being suspended for the last game due to suspension. So
Great
there you have it,
pronunciation,
guys.
Dave.
There's everything else. That's everything you need to know kind of coming into this game. And that we will start debating furiously on some of these topics that we have pinned to talk about. Big up Joe Kerr as well. I'm a Vitesse supporter, but we love Spurs. Happy to welcome you guys. Hope for a result, though. Big yourself up, Joe Kerr. Big yourself up. It's not a typical Dutch name. There has to be some Irish blood in you, my man. There has to be with a name like that. But big yourself up. Make sure you smash and subscribe on the channel, brother. Dark Song G with the super chat, Jacko. He says, this is why we need a left back in January ASAP, or we will be stuck with catastrophe in Conference, FA Cup, and the Carabao Cup. At least on the right back, we have Royal, Tanganga, and Piscozzi. Well, do you know what? Just quickly before I do pass it on to Jack, I would love to have kept Dennis Serkin. I think these games would have been ideal for us. But look, he didn't see a pathway into the Tottenham team with the likes of Ben Davies and Sessegnon there and Reguilon. Tottenham did offer him a new contract. He chose not to sign it and go out to get first-team football. Much respect for the kid. But now he's leaving me with watching Ben Davies, which is heartbreaking.
I would just say, Dark Sun G, I've tried to say this with the left back. You know, you always spot the holes that I feel like no one else sees in the squad, especially when we realize how much Sessegnon is injured. I mean, the guy just must live on the operating table with how much he is always injured and out of contention. So that's exactly why we need a left back. Also, because with how much we pay for Sessegnon, when you also realize the guy is just seemingly never fit, and if that means that Ben Davies then becomes the backup, we're realizing the damage that caused, because the difference between Reguilon and Ben Davies is night and day. So I think we should go for somebody that can actually challenge in that left back position. Dark Sun G, maybe my answer would be, especially since we already have a few people that know the Eredivisie, Dave. And I think this comes from, I believe, Kuva99, if I'm not mistaken, is Tyrell Malacia, who plays for Feyenoord. He's supposed to be a very, very good up-and-coming left back. I certainly would take him. So there you are, Dark Sun G. That would be my answer for right now. Take somebody from the Eredivisie that's, up and promising. There you go. And I completely agree. I do feel like the left back position is a lot weaker than maybe we realize. So there you are, Dark Sun G. I hope you enjoyed that answer, my man. But 100%, look, it's always going to be weak as long as Ben Davies is always here providing the competition. That's for sure. Yeah, I'm still doing the pre-match pump-up. I'm doing the whole lot. I'm giving you a build-up, the pre-match pump-up, the watch-along over here, then the fan show on We Are Tottenham TV. I'm doing the whole lot today. Do not worry about that, my man. Really big shift from the Harrods Army today from myself and Jack. Kenneth, Tottenham Hotspur, big yourself up, my man. It's good to see you in, brother. Wherever you've been, it is good to see you in, brother. He says, big hug, lads. Up the Spurs, my man. I can't wait for this. I cannot wait for this. It's always a great day whenever Tottenham are playing. Man, I remember you being here in the days where there was, when I had 100, 200 subscribers, my man. Big yourself up. It's good to see you in. It is good to see you in. Wherever you've been hiding, my man. Do let me know. Big up, Kenneth. Big yourself up. But look, let's get into it. John wants a quiz night. Look, that's something me and Jack can arrange. I'll be honest with you. A lot of preparation goes into them. Especially because you have to, if you have someone like Ben and Sim on the panel, right, which I did before doing a quiz, you literally have to go and find the most obscure things that there's a potential they might not know. Their knowledge is ridiculous. It's very hard to put a good quiz together, John, but I will try my best. And Mark New says, big respect to the local Arnhem boys. Arnhem is in our hearts after the Paris battle. The Paris battle for Arnhem Bridge in 1944. 10,000 troops went in, 3,000 troops came out. We honor their bravery. Big up. There you
Good
go,
point,
Mark.
my man. Great point. Big yourself up, my man.
There you go.
But look, the first topic I do actually want to get into, Jack, it is, look, Nuno has made 11 changes to the starting lineup. And, bringing Utah on the bench. Is there a fear that we could come unstuck today, Jack?
To a degree, I feel like there is, especially because everyone continues to reference, the Paços de Ferreira match where, we had Niall John play. We had, a lot of younger players playing that one. Dane Scarlett was out there all on his own. But to a degree, though, I'd like to think that maybe that was just a fluke performance. And, we've actually learned a lot from that. We went with I think it was a 3-4, kind of 1-2 or something like that, or a 3-4-3 that match. I feel like if we went with a 4-2-3-1, in this kind of situation and just go with what we know and play the players that we know can, succeed, I feel like we should be fine. Especially we have, I think a decent defense, going into this. So I don't really see us conceding this match. And that just means that we just need to give Dane Scarlett the service. I'd like to think that Gio also be able to do it. And also even as well, though, Alfie Devine, we know is very highly rated. We know Pascazzi can do a job. I'd like to think that, and I believe that our youth is actually capable, if they're surrounded and put in the right system, to not be unstuck and, to actually, be able to actually, perform here and actually, prove something, especially the likes of Niall John and whatnot. I really do rate, a lot of our youth players, and I'd like to think they'd be able to do it. I feel like we're actually going in with a decently strong lineup, if you ask me. That's my personal belief about it, but we'll get into that a bit more. No, David, to answer the question, I don't think we'll come unstuck, and I think our youth is actually fully capable of stepping up today, especially if they're put in the right system.
Yeah, good answer, Jack, and big up Sybil Huda and Kenneth, the Tottenham Hotspur with the big super chat. My man, really appreciate it, brother.
Big yourself up, Kenneth. Thank you.
Lads. Big yourself up, man. I really appreciate the support. It's good to know that, I still have you tuning in and people from the very first, big yourself up, my man. It's amazing. It is amazing. Low-key Shamuka says, subscribe. I am finally straight out of Denver. Big yourself up, my man. I hope you are subscribed. And,
big up the Coloradans. I know a lot of very good people from Colorado. A lot of very nice people come from there. So big yourself up, Loki. Big yourself up.
And Sibul Huda is from Indonesia. Good to meet you, my man. Good to meet you. Make sure you smash that subscribe button.
I do have a friend from Indonesia as well. Big yourself up.
Any Spurs fans around Indonesia, make sure you share the channel with them, my man. And same as Lucky as well. Anyone around Denver that's a Spurs, make sure you tell them where to come and subscribe. A Stranger 2205 Lascelles saw a hat-trick tonight. It's time for him to level up. Come on, you Spurs. Big yourself up, my man. Big yourself up. Good to see people in and up the Irish. Big up Kevin. Big up Kevin K. My man. What an absolute legend. We also have David Raybold in, another member of the David Army. What an absolute legend. He says, I offered the choice. Would you rather Tottenham win the Europa Conference League and let's say finish top 6 or get back in top 4 in the Premier League? I'll be honest with you, top 4, because I really want to see Tottenham back on the Champions League stage again so badly. I would take top 4. Do you know what? It's a tough one because I really don't want to win a trophy as well. David, why are you doing this to a fellow David? You shouldn't be putting me in this position. But I'll go top 4, and it kills me to say it because I do want a trophy. But I do want to be back in the Champions League, Jack. What would you pick?
I'm going to go top 4. And again, that's probably because I'm young, David, and I kind of like to think that the trophies will eventually come, especially because that is where we're destined to be and it's where we deserve to be. So I'm going to go top 4. But again, that's like picking between, a beautiful Ben & Jerry's ice cream or picking also between, like a big, cold beer in front of me, Dave. Honestly, I just wouldn't be able to pick. I'd probably just jump for both of them and then try to run out the store. That's what I would say, David. So, again, like David said, I can't believe, you're doing this to a fellow David of the David Army. That's a fantastic question, fantastic prompt. And I'm going to say I'm going to go top 4 just because I'm still young. I like to think there's still plenty more years of me, seeing if Spurs can be able to win a real trophy.
100%. There you are. So there you are, David. There's the answers. You have to pick now. You have to let us know what one you want. D-Trex Kane is in the building, my man. Big up, D-Trex. And football's in as well. Big up. Hope things are well. And Kenneth Tottenham's Hotspur Harris, I am your number 4 subscriber, lad. Man, I definitely would have said inside the first 50 to 100. I didn't realize number 4. That is madness, my man.
That's crazy.
That is absolute madness. What a guy. And it is good to see you back. I miss some of the OGs. It is great to see you back. What a man. That is absolutely insane. You've made my day, Kenneth. What a man. Big
legend.
Up, Kenneth. Really appreciate that, brother. Really do appreciate the support. And THFC says, guys, I got a question. Do you think Dele Alli could be our number 2 striker? I'll be honest with you. I can see why people say this, I can understand why they say it because his best years was running off Harry Kane and putting the ball in the back of the net. But I can't see him giving a go as a striker. And I'm not being funny. If you're not going to play Kane, you're going to play Son up there. You're not going to take a risk of trying Dele Alli out. And unfortunately, I just don't think he's going to get given a chance there. And look, for me, it's all his own fault. I'll be honest with you. Look, unless Nuno brings a surprise and plays him up front there tonight, you very well could do that. But I just don't see it. To be honest with you, man. But it is a great question. It is a great question. I have
a commonly held belief at the moment too. So there you go, THFC. I know a lot of others that kind of think that it's possible as well for him to play up front. So I see where you're coming from.
No, I definitely do. But big yourself up. Old Soul 53 is in the house as well. Big up, lads and ladies. Come on, you Spurs. Good to see. And Nick says, sure, there is a fear, but it's even a long time now since that Pacos match. These guys have had time to train with each other. Should be able to get the job done. 100%. I couldn't agree more. And look, if I'm going to make Jack answer, I suppose I'm going to have to answer it. Look, I'm along this. Look, the way I see it is that, yeah, there is a chance we can come unstuck. Anyone can come unstuck on any given day. But at the end of the day, if some of these players have any pride in what they're doing, any pride in what they're representing, any pride of who they're playing for, they'll go out there and get the job done today. Not a problem. And it should be done without any hitches, without any problems. Look, for me, it comes down to attitude. It comes down to hunger. It comes down to desire. Now, the only thing is what I will say is from the Pacos game, there is a clear second 11. Whereas before the message we were sending out is we were putting players out there, but they're like, that's all right, I'll be playing in the Premier League at the weekend. So they weren't really trying. Whereas now it's being made clear. You are nowhere near my 11. You are not part of my plan. It's now up to you to be a part. So I'm hoping that, now that message is being made clear, that you will see them up their performances rather than them thinking they are too good to be out there. Look, we're fitter than what we were. We've trained a lot more together. So I don't see the same problems arising as did in the Pacos Ferreira, the first game. The only thing I will say, just to be cautious of, is if Weeks does play midfield, if I was the Vitesse Arnhem manager, that's exactly where I'd be targeting to go and win my ball back higher up the field. Because Weeks is so deep, I'll be putting a man on him. As soon as that numbskull touches the ball, get on him. That's exact. Pacos done it. They lured Winks into false sense of security, isolated him, took the ball off him, went up and scored. So if the Vitesse manager is a good manager and he's actually done his homework, that's exactly what I'd be trying to do today.
Yeah, at Dark Sun G, I really can't agree more with what you're saying as well. To maybe finish up that brilliant question that David came up with. It's a great question he came up with, Dark Sun G, which is the fact that is this maybe the right lineup? Will it be like a Pacho situation where we get unstuck? But Dark Sun G's given his answer here in the form of a super chat, and Dark Sun G, big yourself up for it as well. Really do appreciate it. And he's saying the difference between Pachos and today is no Oscar and Cameron Carter Vickers. Oscar, by the way, is Matt Doherty, just in case you guys need to know. Anybody that's new. It's also, we nearly have 100 in the building right now, 93, 90 in the building. So please, 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 everybody, if you are new, hit that subscribe button. But he also says Tanganga and Stevie, and we have a way better squad today in general. Please, also good subs. And also, we have the youth on there, Dark Sun G. Finally, they've been listening to you, my man. They've been listening to you when it comes to it. And I think that is a huge difference. I think the starting 11, which we will give out, our predicted 11, I'd like to think that should be plenty good enough. And if it isn't good enough, then it says a whole lot about these players. Then it really does. It really does, Dark Sun G. And I do think there is a huge difference in the lineup, even the setup and the formation between today and the Pacho de Ferreira match. So I couldn't agree more with you, Dark Sun G. I couldn't agree more. And also, thank you for giving your answer as well.
Yeah, what a legend. What an absolute legend, my man. Big up. Great comment as well, I have to say. I just want to welcome a couple more people in, and then I'll get to that next super chat. A couple of people I haven't seen in a while. And it's Terry Wright. Big up, gents. Big up, Terry. It's good to see you, my man. It is great to see you. Big yourself up, my man. Hope things are keeping well with you as well. Wherever you've been, let me know. But I hope you are keeping well, brother. We have Jill Jane as well. I think she's a hammer. They're glass hammers, they're glass hammers. You shouldn't be putting them in. We know what happens to glass hammers. And Kenneth Tottenham Hotspur says,
here, Jill.
Here to the USA dude, David Harris. With you, he's doing great. Yeah, look, Jack, he's co-host now, Kenneth. The man is a co-host. He's brilliant. That's why I got him on board, That's why I got him on board, because the man is an absolute he's dynamite. Look, since he's come on board, he's also elevated and helped take the channel to a new level as well. So You know, he's absolutely brilliant. And, you know, Jack, do you want to thank Kenneth for the recognition?
Thank you, Kenneth. Honestly, thank you, Kenneth. I appreciate the love. I really do appreciate the love, Kenneth. And again, also someone who's such an OG as yourself, clearly, you know, of the Harris Army. You're the ones, you know, have built the original foundations of the Harris Army.
Yeah.
So there you are, Kenneth. Honestly, pat yourself on the back as well. And if I can tell by the currency, I think that's the Norwegian crown,
Norway.
which yeah. So there you are. So that's also, I mean, the land of Holland, you know, the land of Vikings, you know, the land of brilliant players over there as well. So Kenneth, big yourself up. I also know that Norway is supposed to be a brilliant country. It's supposed to be a beautiful place as well. So I would just say big yourself up. And also the original founders, you might say, Dave, like the founding document of the Harris Army, the founding documents of, you know, the Irish Hotspur, it's come from Kenneth. And Kenneth, really appreciate all the support that you've given me, you know, making me feel welcome. Really appreciate that. And then as well, you know, even building up, you know, this fan base, and as well for all the support that you've given today. So big yourself up, Kenneth. Really do appreciate you, my man.
Legend, Kenneth. Absolute legend, my man. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Hope you're kicking back like a few beers. Let's welcome a few more people in and we'll get on to the next question. Next topic. Derek Hutchinson in the house. Get shot of Dele Alli. He's overrated. Play by. Big yourself up, Derek. I hope you're keeping well, my man. I couldn't agree more. Golden Cock says, I don't know, the Hammer's got Wi-Fi. If you get Wi-Fi in the caravans, big up, Golden Cock. It's good to see you. And Angry Music lineup predictions. We will be getting into a predicted lineup, my man. Do not worry about that. Do not worry about that. But Jack, look, the next kind of topic and the next thing that to kind of talk about, and we hear a lot of people talking about, is Dane Scarlett. Look, he has struggled so far in the Conference League. Are you worried we might lack goals today?
I'd like to think not. I'd like to think not, again, because he should have the service from the likes of Gio. We've seen what Gio can provide. You know, he's played beautiful balls in behind in the last game against NS Mura. Of course, those balls in behind were for, you know, Sonny and Kane. But I'd like to think, you know, Dane Scarlett, he is someone that does sit on the last defender, Dave, and, you know, likes to, you know, kind of sit on the line and try to get in behind. That's kind of his, you know, kind of route. He's almost like you say, you know, the Dane Mbappe comparison is there for a reason, because the way he tries to time his runs and the way he tries to sit on that last defender in the back line, I would say is very similar to Mbappe to a degree. And I'd like to also say, you know, what we saw from his finishing in the you know, the preseason friendlies, you know, it was absolutely lethal, some of the chances that he was finishing. The guy is actually a proven clinical finisher, you know, maybe against weaker opposition and against a backup goalkeeper as well, Dave. I'd back his chances, and all he needs is the service. And we said this a million times with Dane. I mean, sure, some people think we're putting too much pressure on him, but I think it's just more actually says about the players just not giving him the service. He needs the service. Once he gets that chance in front of goal, I see him burying it. He's a very hungry kid. He's very, you know, determined as well. Brian Hill, Stevie B, Gio Lo Celso, Dele. I mean, those should be all plenty of good players, you know, to, you know, be able to give him that service that he requires. And I'd like to think as well that he is a deadly finisher when he is given that opportunity. And the way he makes those runs in on behind the last defender, you know, running through the channels, Dave, I think it's exactly what we need for tonight. You know, someone that will, you know, keep those defenders on their toes. He's also quite tall, quite, you know, strong as well. And again, he's only so young, so he's going to be very hungry and very determined. I'm actually not worried at all. That's my answer. Not worried at all. I know he'll score in the Conference League.
Yeah, do you know what? For me, the thing is, you've seen preseason. If he makes a run and you put the balls in behind, he'll finish them. What I noticed, especially against Pacos in the first game, Jesus, I'm dying today. But what I noticed against Pacos in the first game, Jack, is he was making runs, but the ball wasn't coming. He was constantly having to check back, and that's the problem. Look, you know, with the likes of Winks and Assasso, like especially Winks, fuck's sake, hurry up on the ball and feed your striker. You know what I mean? Stop passing it between Davies and Doherty. They're not going to get you goals. You know what I mean? They're not going to get you goals. So why are you just rotating the ball left or right? Play it forward. And the thing is with Dane Scarlett, look, we can say he struggled, but the thing is the players haven't been providing him the chances. And that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. Every great striker, a striker can only do so much. You know, you do have to help provide the chances. And we've seen it preseason. You give the guy the chances, you feed these runs, he's going to score goals. So for me, I do think if he gets the game time today, he will score the goals. And this is the thing. And this is another thing we'll get into, Jack, is we need to stop overprotecting these players. Okay, I get it. You know, he's not ready for Premier League level. He's, you know, and stuff like that. But we all said last season, these are the type of competitions we can give these guys minutes in. And now all of a sudden, some people don't really want to give the guys minutes. And I'm kind of thinking, I don't understand it. Like, at the end of the day, how do you expect to find out if a kid is good enough if you don't give him the game time? It's all well and good wanting to bleed them in and blood them in and give them, dip them in and out. Yeah, okay, you can do that. But at the same time, you have to give them game time to know whether they're going to take to it like a duck to water.
We've also seen
the
likes of Florian Wirtz, who's ridiculously young. He was given the chance, David. And if we're going to protect guys like him, we've seen Jude Bellingham go over to Dortmund. They were quick to play him, very quick to play him because they saw the talent. If they believe the talent is there, and like you just said, David, months ago we were all saying this guy is something special. He is someone that needs to get the time. He's someone who needs the experience. This is what it is. This is the experience he needs, and he'll continue to learn from it. Especially, we've seen how hungry he is. We see how much he's trying to pick people's brains, when it comes to how he can do things better and whatnot. I would just say, it just speaks to the fact that, especially this sort of competition, I think is right up his alley. I think it's right up his alley because it's the right kind of defenders, the right kind of experience for him, and he has the right set of players behind him as well to back him up. And we've seen plenty of young players, even Pedri from Barcelona. Of course, these are all world-class talents, but they got discovered because the coaches gave them those chances. They gave them those chances and they believed in them.
Gavi played the final for Spain. Look at that guy. He's 17. Kid's 17. The end of the day, you have to give them a go. You have to give them a go. But look, let's take a few comments from the chat and let's see what people are saying about this situation as well, because it's good to gauge it. Kenneth, Tottenham Hotspur says, Jack, you know my name. It's Tottenham Hotspur. Seriously, though, Kenneth. Kenneth, Tottenham Hotspur. That's what we're going to
full name. That's your full name. That's his full name. I'll call you the full name next time, Kenneth Tottenham Hotspur. Big yourself up, my man.
I want proof on your birth cert that you've changed it, my man. I think you should anyway. If you haven't, go and do it, my man. Legend. Big yourself up, Kenneth. What a guy. Yeah, he's definitely sitting at home with a few beers, enjoying himself right now leading up to the game. Sabelo Malana says, I'm actually quite keen to see our second team in action tonight. If they do well, it will give us some comfort knowing we have a bit of depth. 100%. Well said, my man. Also, 53 strikers need service. Big yourself up. Couldn't agree more. Catman Jess says, you must hold a special place for Tordsvet and Iverson, being a Norwegian Spurs fan. Me personally, I always love Paul Stalteri, a Canadian man. Iverson, now there's a blast from the past that I used to see at the lane, my man. Stefan Iverson used to love when he scored. I used to love it. His little blonde hair and everything else. Now that is a blast. Big up, Catman. William Kelly with the super chat says, just sitting here listening to you guys and watching Nigella Lawson cooking. Jesus, she's got a massive personality. Absolutely love it, my man.
William Kelly's rocking the vibes. He's rocking the vibes. Just listen to the Harris Army doing a bit of cooking and watching the cooking shows.
Look, it's not cooking recipes this guy's getting. I can tell you that now. I can tell you. If his missus is with him, she's probably sitting there. Oh, that's a lovely carbonara, and he's like, yeah, it's brilliant. It's a great pass. It's a great carbonara. It's got some massive volume to it. Great taste. Absolutely love it. Big up William Kelly, my man. Absolutely vibes. Absolutely vibes. But I do know what you mean, though. I do know what you mean. No, I just don't want to get myself in trouble.
You are, especially the missus is always listening to William Kelly.
Always.
Big yourself up, William Kelly. Big yourself up. Honestly, absolutely love it. Absolutely love it.
Dark Song Jesus Tanganga and Pascozzi will give Dane chances. Yeah, look, it can't. Look, the thing is, I agree with you, but we can't even. We shouldn't have to be relying on these guys either. You have Lo Celso, Bergwijn, Harry Winks out there. Step up, Dark Song G. But I love the way this guy just honestly make him youth coach now. Make him coach of the under-23.
It's the first guy I would hire.
He needs to be. He says, unlike Oscar, who couldn't give Dane anything. Look, Oscar can't even give you a 5-yard pass inside, let alone put a ball on the plate for Dane Mbappe. Look, if you guys absolutely shocking. Look, Dane's a striker. He needs chances. It's that easy. You give him chances, he will put them away. Trust me, he will. I have that feeling. You've already seen, Jack, we've already seen some of the great touches by this guy to try and get himself away and all. It will all click eventually. Nick Lazy 8 says, do you guys think that Nuno can play a 4-2-3-1 with the squad? No, I think it will be a 4-2-3-1, Nick. We have the players to be able to play the 4-2-3-1 tonight. And when we get into our predicted lineup, we'll show you exactly why, Nick, but I do think a 4-2-3-1, brother. Brandon is in the house. Says Tottenham Fan TV needs some help with FIFA right now. Yeah, look, whenever they want to come calling, who you're going to call? The Irish Hotspur. You know what I mean? That's what I say.
Also, there's a brand new deal on David's FIFA school. I heard, David, especially the holidays are coming up. I heard you lowered your prices on FIFA school and the finishing school and whatnot.
I'm going to put it in their chat now just to wind them up as well. Half-price lessons on the Irish Hotspur FIFA call. I'm going to do that now in a minute. But big up, Brandon. Don't worry. I'm going in there to shithouse them now. Yeah, look, this is the thing. They know what's coming. They know what's coming. Look, that's why they're hiding, guys. That's why they're hiding.
I can also vouch. I can vouch quickly for that David Harris, finishing school, and that because even David was absolutely. I think he smacked me 3 games in a row. I was saying, David, I can't finish. I can't finish. And then actually, what even happened is, the moment that David gave me, and he shouldn't have, he gave me half price off of the David Harris finishing school, and I won the next game with PSV. So it just showed, it just shows it does work. Everybody, like a lot of products like Manscaped up top right there, it does in fact work, and it's a very, very reputable product. I would say that. So everybody, that David Harris finishing school to half price off right now, just feel free to contact David for it. He'll give you the lessons.
I'll put it in their chat. I'll put it in their chat there now, half price on the Irish Hotspur finishing school. So that should be good. It's good banter. I love it. Ben and Sim, they're the best ever. I absolutely love them. It's great banter with them too. They keep telling me every day we're going to get slapped and everything else. So honestly, it's absolute box office this game. William Kelly says, would like to see Scarlett score. Man, once he scores, I am running up and down Newbridge naked. So if there's anyone in the vicinity that may be watching, I do apologize. But I am a big believer in Dane Mbappe. I really am. And once he scores, I don't know what I'm going to do. I nearly passed out screaming the other day when Harry Kane finally got his goal. Honestly, by the time I finished celebrating, I was seeing stars. I was feeling weak. My head was lightheaded and everything else. I had to beg the missus, look, please, just give me some Lucozade. I need some sugar, So when this guy scores, honestly, I'm a big guy. No one wants to see it. But I probably will end up running down Newbridge naked. So I do apologize.
Probably running as fast, though, as Dane Mbappe. That's the thing, regardless. He'll be running as fast.
I wish. Do you know what? I'm pretty nippy for a big guy, but I wish I had his pace, I'll be honest with you. If I had his pace, lad, you wouldn't catch me, honestly. Kenneth Tottenham Hotspur, big up, my man. He says, my passport driving license, go to the bricklayer and ask, if I lie, you will have 2 blue eyes. Laughing my ass off. David Harris. Yeah. Look, the Bricklayer's Arms. I hope you enjoy that pub, my man. It's a good pub, to be fair. It is a good pub. And look, when I'm over there, I'm going to ask about you, my man. I definitely will. When are you going over next, Kenneth? When are you going over next? Please do let me know, brother.
Kenneth Tottenham Hotspur, Dave. It's the full name. You got to say the full name.
Kenneth Tottenham Hotspur. Does anyone else that watching go to the Bricklayer's Arms? Do let me know if anyone does go to the Bricklayer's Arms that's watching. Look, when me and Jack are over, we'll be over for the home game against West Ham, because me and Jack couldn't be sitting there with all them bubbles floating by us. It'd be driving us mad. So we are going to the home one. So when we do go over, I'm actually just going to put out a location where me and Jack will be for a few pints. Everybody, feel free to come along. Feel free to come along, have a good old fucking jolly up with us, and let's enjoy a Spurs game. But big yourself up, Kenna. I really appreciate support, brother. You have no idea how much it means. Kuva99, I've missed the first hour here. I can't believe it. I wasted all this time playing with the kids. Big up, Kuva. Big up. As soon as you see me in real life, you can guarantee you just slap them in the side of the head. Move. Get out the way. Hotspur's live. Love it, Kuva. What a legend. This guy, he's so funny. He's so funny. Paul McHenry, new YouTube member. Paul, I want to see you on the fan show every single Monday, my man. You are more than welcome to come on and have your say on all things Tottenham Hotspur. That's what it's there for. Take a few more comments, then we'll get back into some more topics. Also, 53, like Dane Scarlett, needs talent around him. Gil should be able to get him the ball. Gil will get him the ball today. Also, Gil Messi, Brian Hill Messi. When I saw his face, I said, I'm a believer. You got to love a bit of Gil Messi. You absolutely have to love a bit of Gil. He's going to rip it up tonight. Darkzone G with the super chat. As a Spurs fan, I hope that Lukaku and Werner are out until the end of the year. I hope to see Dane, Hill, Stevie, Roden, and Tangang to score today. 5-0 win. Look, first of all that money they spent on Lukaku, where's the goals? Where are the goals? Lukaku, they got missing. Teeny weeny. How many goals has he got since he started? And the big money they spend on him. Another waste of money. Absolutely loving life at the minute. Once Lukaku does score, Chelsea will go on a run, but I'm going to enjoy it, of course, while he's not scoring. And look, I agree with you. A 5-0 win today, it would be absolutely lovely.
In that order as well. In that order. I want Dane first, Hill second, Stevie third, and then, that perfect order of, perfect. Those would be all the players I want to see to score right there. Those would be all the players I'd want to see score in that order as well. Darkson G. I love how he has his priorities, which ones he wants to see score as well. So absolutely, completely agreed, Darkson G.
Legend. Let's fly through some more of these comments here and then we'll crack on. Mo Easy, big yourself up. Good to see him. Make sure you smash that subscribe. Would be good for Gil to get his first goal. It's coming. It's coming, trust me. You know, the Beatles are coming back, you know, and Brian Hill Messi's going to score. Chris, the big layers opposite the stadium, I used to go years ago. I'd say you're bad from there as well, Chris. He's bad from everywhere. Playing game of 47. Good to see you in. It's good to see you in. Hope things are well. Catman Jess, not a trace of doubt in my mind. Big yourself up. Flaming Gamer says, Ringo, I mean Gil, the next Messi. It's Gil Messi, my man. Put some respect on his name. Put some respect on the boy's name. He's an absolute legend. I can't wait for him to show everybody how good he is. But look, Jack, cracking on here. You know, this is Bergwijn's third season in a Spurs shirt. Look, he has come out and said that the fans, to be fair to him, have not seen the best of him yet, which I do commend. At least he's not living in delusional land.
Yep.
But why do you think that is, Jack? And how good can Bergwijn become?
Well, we'd like to think that he can still become very, very talented and still maybe reach that potential. He's 2 degrees, still quite young. He's still got plenty of years ahead of him. It's just maybe that bit of, you know, kind of a realization that, you know, there is kind of a bit of a clock, you know, at this club now, David. A lot of people have been identifying deadwood players that, you know, they don't feel like have any chance anymore or even deserve any more chances. And maybe that's what he's touching on right there, which is basically saying, I know I can produce a lot better. Even in fact, I know I am a lot better. And maybe even him being left out of, you know, the Dutch squad over the Euros was probably a big sign to him. You know, him not really playing at all last season was probably a big sign to him. And just the lack of goals and the lack of assists, just the lack of end product has probably gotten to his head. And maybe he just knows he can be a lot better. The Premier League is a really, really hard league to make that step up towards. Even we know someone, Memphis Depay, you know, actually, in fact, did struggle, you know, a very, very, very talented player. To this day, you know, he struggled making his move into Man United when you think about it. And so he's probably just realizing that, you know, the clock is starting to come up. And I'd like to think that he has all the attributes, though, to be a fantastic player. He's a lot stronger than people give him credit for. He can hold up the ball decently well. He obviously has the tackers, the skills when needed. And he has, you know, at times finished it with power, you know, and finished it kind of ruthlessly as well. But I just feel like we see it in moments. We see it in spurts. And if he's able to find some sort of consistency or some sort of confidence that can allow him to do this on a consistent basis, I would say he has all the attributes to be a fantastic player. That's what I would say, is all the attributes to be a fantastic player. It's just whether the confidence or whatever it takes, you know, to be more consistent comes through. And maybe he's realizing that by, you know, coming out and saying that, Dave.
No, 100%. I couldn't agree more. Look, with Bergwijn, it's his end product, you know. It's a bit like Lucas Moura. It's the end product that really gets to me, you know. It's, you know, that's the problem. Just give me 1 second. I'm just finishing. I was just going to shit house we are Tottenham TV and tell him to stick to Mario Kart and leave FIFA to us. But it's too late. They just ended. Big up Craig Bowler as well, and big up Hugo Stenmark as well. It's good to see you in. It's good to see you in. My man Craig, it's good to see you, brother. It is good to see you.
What do you think Stevie B is missing, Dave? Like, what is it? What's gone wrong for him?
End product. Look, I'm not being funny. If you want someone with pace, right, who can knock a ball 20 yards ahead of them and sprint onto it, go and get me Usain Bolt. He's the quickest at the world in doing it. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, it's the end product for me. It's the end product. And you can't say the guy hasn't had chances. He has. He's had chances. He probably scores 1 in like 7 or 8 big chances. It's not good enough, you know, especially where we want to go. Like, if I'm thinking long term, consistency is what gets you into top 4. Is being consistent over 38 games. Can this guy be consistent over 38 games? I don't think so. You know, this is his 3rd season in a Spurs jersey. We've seen glimpses of what he can do, but that's not enough. It's not enough. Look, the guy's not a kid. You know, he has a kid. He's a father himself. You know, so he's not a child anymore. You know, get out there and perform. You know, get the end product. Look, I can get people can say it's down to confidence and everything else, but it's his 3rd season. You know, so what season is he going to get confident? 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th?
He's also starting to rock the small shin pads and, you know, the small socks as well, David, which is actually kind of pissing me off, you know, to a degree, I will say, because, you know, players that do that, you know, usually think that they're world-class, you know, players, because that's what, you know, it's almost the indication of it, you know, and that's what's also, you know, even making me mad to a degree about him. I am losing patience the moment he even did that.
I was buzzing when we got Stevie B. You know, he was a good prospect, but right now he's still a prospect. He hasn't kicked on. We brought a good prospect, but he's still a prospect. That's the problem.
That is the problem.
Look,
and there are already younger Dutch players, you know, that we could trade, you know, from PSV. Like I said, that Cody Gakpo guy, Madueke, of course. You know, you could just replace him and just do a trade.
Madueke, who is actually Spurs. He comes from North London, hails from North London, came through the Tottenham Academy, and ended up over there on a free because he backed himself for first team football. Look, Madueke, I'll be honest with you. Look, I like the guy. He's a bit raw in terms of end product still, but at the same time, he's at the same level as Stevie B. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is we didn't give this guy, or we tried to give him a new contract, but wouldn't guarantee him to get a chance to try and get into the first team. But yet we went and spent 30 million on Stevie B, and they're at the same level. So what's going on here? What's like, why are we spending that money when we already have someone there who we could have tried to develop? Instead of trying to pay 30, 40 million for somebody and do the same thing. I don't get it. Look, with Stevie B, I actually hope he performs tonight. My God, do we need him? We do need him. I hope he performs tonight. I hope he scores. I hope he puts on a masterclass. And look, even if he does, hopefully then he realizes that he can't just be doing it for one game. It's consistency. Like, look, last season he popped up against Aston Villa, belted one top corner. Everyone's gone mad. Stevie B's back. Don't sleep on Stevie B. And I'm like, it was the first thing he's done in like 6 months. You know what I mean? Like this is the problem. Yeah, he works hard, but so does Lucas Moura. But what you cannot have is two wingers either side who just work hard. You need players with end product. There's no point in having Lucas on the right, say, Bergwijn on the left, and the two of them are bombing back and forward, working hard. But what good is that to Harry Kane? What good is that to who plays in the centre attack and midfield role when the guys have no end product and are losing the ball? It's no good to anybody. At the end of the day, a winger is brought in for assists and goals alone, not because they work hard, for assists and goals alone. So hopefully Stevie B, can find that form. Look, I'm willing to give the guy this season, at least after this season, if he hasn't improved by the end of the season. Again, I'm not doing this crap where just because we bought him, I'm going to start funding these balls and, begging him to play and everything else. I'm not going to do it. At the end of the day, you don't perform by the end of the season, get out. I'm not going into a fourth season without you performing, because that's how we got into a situation that we've already been, that we're starting to slowly come out of with the likes of a Sissoko. You even have some of them still here, Davies, players that we've brought in that never actually nailed down a starting spot, and are not providing competition for a starting spot either. Look, Jack, next one is, it is clear to see that there is a first and a second tier in our squad at the moment, Jack. Should the players out there this evening be using this as motivation to get into the first tier? And if so, what players do you actually think has a chance of getting into the first 11 realistically?
I mean, I think Gio Lo Celso, if he were to have another fantastic Europa Conference League match, I would say he can maybe break himself into the first tier. He kind of hovers between the two at the moment. That's probably just because of how much he's been out on international break. You might like to think that as well. There's some players like 2 Degree Hill Messi, who's also kind of in that hybrid kind of role. But maybe also to answer the question, I don't really have too much of a problem with there being a first tier and a second tier, because it's kind of an obvious message to the players, how much you're actually rated either by the manager, or even just by the fans to a degree, because, once we see, which players are being selected exclusively for the Europa Conference League, it just shows what their position in the squad is. Obviously, we have lots of talented players in our youth academy and whatnot, especially also Hill Messi and Dane Scarlett and things like that, that obviously will be in the second tier squads because it's the best experience them. It's the best opportunity for them. But you maybe think about players like Dele Alli, Harry Winks, Ben Davies, and whatnot. The fact that they're this old and they've had this long, at the club, and they've now been exclusively being selected for these sort of matches, it's kind of, a last chance saloon, literally a message of last chance saloon for them, where they are not being rated by the manager. They're not being rated by the fans. And to a degree, I think that's actually the best kind of message you can send. It's a very obvious one. It's a very obvious one. And especially in the case of Dele Alli, I would say it's a very obvious one that you have fallen off the pecking order, and this pecking order is not going to be one that you'll enjoy. And I think it's only the best kind of message that we can send for players to actually break back into the first tier. Again, I would say Bryan Hill. I would probably say Davinson Sanchez, if he has a decent match, could probably challenge Eric Dyer. I want to see him challenge Eric Dyer. Jaffa Tanganga, of course, has been kind of hovering between first tier and second tier as well. He could have a fantastic match, maybe at center back as well, and maybe break into the team. And then Pescazzi, maybe from the youth development. I'd like to see Pescazzi come through. I'd like to see Alfie Devine come through and maybe prove something. But a lot of these players, like the likes of Stevie B, like the likes of Bryan Hill and whatnot, maybe they can prove something again that they deserve that starting berth maybe once in a while in the Premier League, as well as Gio Lo Celso. I think it's a big match for Gio Lo Celso. As much as he's kind of won back the hearts of a lot of fans, it's another big opportunity for him to actually prove something to us. And Dane Scarlett, of course, is going to be used exclusively for these. So I don't really want to put too much, pressure on him. But yeah, David, I'd say it's a big, big message to the likes of Dele Alli, Harry Winks, Ben Davies, players who have been at this club a very long time and are now being exclusively selected in the second tier.
Players that have been bystanders, players that have contributed massively to our downfall over the last 2 years. The likes of a Dele Alli, the likes of a Harry Winks, the likes of Ben Davies, the likes of Matt Doherty. For them sort of guys, I'll be honest with you, Sanchez, I'd even put him in that bracket, although he has sort of started the season very well. And
still has to prove a lot, though.
Yeah, he does. But like for players like that, it's about time there was this two-tier system put in place. Because for too long, they were being sent out in these games and they thought they were too good for these games. So you were seeing the shit performances, the lack of running about, the lack of chances created, because they thought they were too good for these sort of games. And they're like, well, sure, it doesn't matter. I'm going to play it the weekend. And unfortunately, under Jose, he had to play them purely because of the injury crisis we were having last season, right? And no surprise when Poch had to start playing these guys and relying on them more after players left. Again, same thing, he ended up costing him his job. The likes of some of these players, it's about time the message was sent to them, because they can go and knock on the manager's door and cry all they want. I want first team football. It's about time a manager turns around and says, well, I've been giving you opportunities in the Carabao Cup, the League Cup, or the Europa Conference League, the FA Cup. Every time you've played, we get knocked out of these competitions early.
Yeah.
So why would I put you into my Premier League team, risk my job, risk the boys 3 points every single week? Why would I do that? And it's kind of like, maybe then it might actually make them wake the fuck up. But to be honest with you, look, I think Harry Winks lost cause. No matter what, there's no way back for him. Ben Davies, I don't think so either. Dele Alli, for me, no way back either. He's gone missing for the last three years. There's no way back. You cannot keep persistent with these guys. Look, the likes of who can perform and really put pressure on the first team: Bryan Hill-Messi, Japhet Tanganga, Sanchez, Roden. It's a big night for Roden.
Roden, yeah, as well.
If you could get all these players, Stevie B, there's 6 players that you can fill a bench with, right? That if they perform, it'd be raring to go. They provide good competition, and then hopefully that means that when they do get a chance in the Premier League team, they come in, they take it, and they provide
needed competition
for first team place. Because this is what has lacked at Tottenham, especially over the last 2-3 years, is that players were too comfortable. They knew they were going to get game time regardless. Whereas now the fact that we've rotated out a lot and we've brought in a lot, there's actually competition being added, which hopefully might kick some players up the arse. But look, interesting segment, good segment to talk about. But I do think it's about time we done it, because again, it sends out a clear message. If you don't want to be boarding this flight Wednesday, and you do want to be training with the likes of Kane and Son and everything for the West Ham game, then prove you deserve it. Prove you deserve it. And if that's not motivation enough, and they cannot read between the glaringly obvious lines, they cannot read the glaringly obvious message between the lines, well, then I'm sorry, they're just a numbskull and they shouldn't be at Tottenham.
It's the most obvious message.
If they cannot take that obvious message without someone actually having to say it to them, well, then it just means that they can't do instinctive stuff on the pitch sometimes that need to be done. So they're just dumb. So then get them out. That's what I say. That's what I say about that situation.
Well said. It's the most obvious message there is.
Let me see. Jack, just quickly, just to kind of finish off that subject, do you think it's actually a smart psychological move by Nuno? Because, look, I know he's come out and said that's not the case. But anyone that plays football, anyone that's involved in football, anyone that plays Football Manager or FIFA, we all know that's the case. Everybody knows that is clearly the case. Do you think it's a psychological masterclass from Nuno to provide motivation, to improve results against these smaller teams?
I think it is actually to a degree, because David, especially, I know maybe you found yourself in kind of somewhat of an A team before. You kind of go up against the second string or the B team. There are players that might find themselves in that second tier or that B team, or even, over here we call it, JV, to a degree. you can actually see ones that get a little bit mad over it, Dave, that actually can get, kind of motivated by it and actually realize, listen, this is where apparently the coach ranks me. This is where the manager ranks me. And if this is not what I'm happy with, I'm going to have to prove myself. And they might put in, some harsh tackles. They might, be pressing a whole lot more than you probably would expect and whatnot. So I would just say, actually, to a degree, it's the right type of message, because there will be players that will take that as motivation, even to a degree, disrespect in maybe their deluded minds, you might say, as well. And that just shows that it is kind of the right kind of message. It's only without telling them, like you said earlier, directly to their face, which just seems kind of unnecessary, because this is the right way to go about it, which is like, I'm exclusively using you for this type of competition because this is where I think your ceiling is. And if there are players like Dele Alli, Ben Davies, Harry Winks, again, players we know we've given up on, but maybe also as well, Joe Rodon, Davinson Sanchez and whatnot, they could see that as a bit of disrespect. And then they could find that motivation to prove something to the manager that I do need to be challenging for the first team. You have to take a second look at me. And I would just say, David, I've seen it before, and especially playing, for a very highly ranked basketball team in my, time in past, you would go up against the B team and sometimes they would throw in some pretty harsh fouls and whatnot, be all over you. And I think it's probably the same for you when you were playing 16U, 17U, especially as well, playing for is also your football team. Yeah. So you just kind of think about it, Dave, like, it is actually sometimes, the right motivation. Some players do receive it the right way. It's actually a nice kick in the ass that they need.
Yeah, no, 100%. And look, the players that do receive that message or that can read the message between the lines, well, they're the ones that will go on to have a good career at a good level. The ones that want to moan and sulk about it and be like, I shouldn't be here. The career's only going one way, and they'll be playing beside Ravel Morrison and Adel Taarabt very, very quickly. So keep going that way. That's what I say to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, one more kind of talking point before we do get on to a predicted lineup is, in general, is the Europa Conference League good for momentum and game time for the likes of some of these, for the squad players and the players come in with a point to prove? Or is it becoming a hindrance for the whole squad in general?
It's funny because when I originally looked at it, I actually thought it would be a hindrance, because it does mean that the coach, especially Nuno, has to then leave his players in preparation for this match. He has to leave them, and leave, his real starting 11 behind. When you think about it that way, maybe that is a hindrance because, we don't have our manager there to really train the players and speak to the players. But at the same time, when these matches are at home, David, we've seen that it's actually been that motivation. We've seen that it actually gives some of these players the confidence. We saw Harry Kane bag the easiest hat trick of his life, against NS Mura, and that maybe gave him a bit of confidence to then go around and actually score against the likes of Newcastle. When you think about it, even Gio Lo Celso, like, people were all of a sudden, saying, I love Gio. Gio's, one of these players that we don't really play in the right positions and whatnot. That only came from him playing against NS Mura in that position that we all been asking for him to play in. So when you think about it, especially the home matches, I would say it's not a hindrance at all. Maybe the away matches, it can be a bit of a hindrance, but at the same time, it's only then, extra ways to see maybe our younger players play, to be able to see some of the talented players that, maybe can prove something to us. I would say at times it can just be a hindrance if we have a big match coming up on the weekend and then Nuno has to leave the squad, and not be able to be with his players in preparation. I would say that's the big hindrance. But at the same time, I think it actually gives maybe players that need that confidence, that need that motivation, and just need to maybe come up against easier maybe opponents just to give themselves that confidence. I think it's actually less of a hindrance than it's actually motivation, I would say.
Yeah, look, for me, I can see why people think it's a hindrance, but for me, look, it's a cup on offer. You can never turn your nose up at a trophy. And look, it's European football, whether you like it or not. It's good experience for some of these youngsters to kind of play European football at that level before we do climb back into the Europa League or the Champions League, to get them some sort of European football under their belt. Look, I don't think it's as much as a hindrance as people like to make it out to be honest with you. Look, you clearly make a second string sort of competition, and it's up to them then. And then when you come up in maybe the quarters or semis and you're coming up against a good team, then bring the likes of Kane and Son. There's no need to be risking them in these sort of players in these sort of games. So it is good for the squad as a whole, I do think. Let's welcome a few more people in. JJ, look, I've made this point like you made, my man, about Christian Eriksen. He was the one that kind of got Ali ticking. Ali knew he could make runs and the ball was coming. I actually explained it the other day, my man. So I fully agree with you on that. I have to say, it's good to see Orange Fantasy in. It's good to see Williams in. It's also good to see Brown Curry Boyed Insanity as well, Insanity Face. It's good to see you in. And Paul Mansbridge, it's good to see you back, my brother. It's good to see him, man.
I'd love to see Marcondi. That is one we missed out on, and I know Dark Sun G has probably been trying to tell us that the whole time as well. So I completely agree, Paul. Well said.
Well said. Well said. Terry Wright says Dele's only position is a 9, and he's just not good enough to play a 9 for Spurs. He's a lower Premier League or Championship level player now. It's a shame to see what he's become, but it's reality. And look, it's all on him, my man. It's all on him. No one has to blame but himself. And Dtrex Kane says, David, I agree with it's good for youngsters, but the issue is we don't play youngsters. No, I mean, as in the likes of Gale, the likes of Scarlett, like the youngsters that really have a chance, you know. After that, the likes of Tanganga as well, good. After that, then, like the likes of Harvey White and John and all, yeah, look, they'll all be on the bench tonight. Hopefully they get given a chance and hopefully they take the game time, my man. But I do see what you're saying, though, Dtrex. Big yourself up. Dermot Tottenham Tantrum says, can't make the watch along, have a doctor's appointment, but here a 5 to have a pre-match point. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Harris Army. Come on, you Flat.
Dermot being so generous, honestly, Dermot being so generous, especially you're generous enough to give us your time as well. You know, I think one of the last shows you're on, Dermot, was very, very late for you. So really appreciate it. Also for the big one last night, Dermot, really appreciate you, my man. Also hope you're keeping well, brother. And, you know, best of luck to you with that appointment. Best of luck to you. I'll keep you in my thoughts, keep you in my prayers, Dermot, and also hope you're keeping well, my man. Really hope you're keeping well and keep up the good work, my man. Keep up the good work and appreciate you for always tuning in. Honestly, like Kenneth, Tottenham Hotspur, we know that Dermot's one of the founding fathers as well of this channel, David. So one of the founding members, one of the founding, just one of the founding fathers of the channel. So big yourself up, Dermot. Hope you're keeping 100%. Well, my man.
Big up, Dermot. Look, hopefully everything goes all right for you at the doctors, my man. And look, get back, put your feet up and watch what's left of the game, my man.
That's going towards my Amstel, you know, tonight, Dermot, as well. The Amstel lights are going to be flowing over here. They're going to be flowing.
Stephen J says, best footballing duo on YouTube. Appreciate that. It's good to see you in, Stephen, my man. It's great to see you in. I'm here, Sardar. Big up the lads. Let's smash Vitesse. Hopefully, Gil and Stevie B have a good game. Beat yourself up, my man. Paul Mansbridge, Deli and Winks need to be sold. Couldn't agree more with you, my man. And Dan N says, yes, lads, early morning Irish Hotspur stream a rarity. Look, guys, if people do like us streaming at this time of the day, do let us know and we can see what we can do in terms of putting more out there.
Be happy to provide.
You know, there's good numbers right now, way more than what I expected, you know. So, look, do let us know, guys. If there is anybody new to the channel out there that hasn't already, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Everybody calling the whole Harris Army, make sure you smash that like button. I like Dermot and Dark Song G here. Why not send in a super chat? Next, we will be moving on to predicted lineup and score predictions, and then we have to go because I do have the pre-match bump up to do on We Are Tottenham TV. But guys, please everybody come back here from 5:30 where me and Jack will be doing a watch along for today's game. So guys, make sure you do tune in for that. And don't worry, We Are Tottenham TV. I've already just told them, my man, pre-match pump up. It is coming very, very shortly. 4:15, I believe it's starting over on We Are Tottenham TV. That's why we're ending off here after the predicted lineup and stuff like that. But guys, honestly, We Are Tottenham TV, you know, I think you guys should stick to the Mario Kart. Leave FIFA to me and Jack. You know, you and Ben will get you the little Nintendo, whatever it is with the wheels. You can play Mario Kart because, look, you're no match for me and Jack. You're no match. Look, when it comes to YouTube and stuff, you're way better than us. I hold my hands up. You're the goats. When it comes to FIFA, you know, you're just out of your depth, aren't they, Jack?
No, I mean, it's like I said, I think it might turn into a Germany-Brazil situation, which I'll just say then to Ben and Sim, you know, don't attack us like, you know, the Brazil fans, you know, attack the German fans, you know, let us out of the stadium, we'll leave peacefully after we give you that 5-0, you know, and also as well, there's no bet, and David knows this, I would say to you guys, I mean, the way they don't use Harry Kane in the right ways, you know, David, you see me use Harry Kane in FIFA. I'm probably one of the best in the world. I mean, the hold-up play that I can do with that guy, the way that I practically use Harry Kane like he does in real life. And talk is not cheap. Certainly is not, because, you know, we have plenty of it. We have plenty of talk, and I don't know where we get it from. So it certainly isn't cheap. You know, it actually takes a certain kind of skill, a certain set of skills to be able to talk like this, because that's how confident we are, Dave. And we haven't even really been practicing as well, because we know we don't need to, you know, because it's in our blood, Dave. FIFA is in our blood. We know that we're the best, and that's the problem. It's just we know that we're the best. The only thing that could hurt us is maybe this confidence.
No, look, what I'd say to you, to Ben and Sim is look, Jack, we know they're hiding, you know. All we have to do is just get it set up and then we can play. But delaying it so they can get them extra practices in. Look, what I will say, guys, is Ben or Sim, look, I am at the minute, actually, it is half price on the David Harris, the Irish Hotspur finishing school. It's half price on David Harris's passing masterclass. It's half price on Jack's skill school. But look, for you guys, we will give it to you for free. Just hit us up. We'll give you the tutorial, whatever you guys need to be able to make a good game. But guys, everybody, every time we are Tottenham TV are doing their FIFA content, make sure you get over there. Tell them who you really want to see them play. Make sure you tell them who, and let them know. Let them know. Spam their streams. Tell them we want to see you play the Irish Hotspur. Yeah, I did have man flu. I was dying for a whole week. But actually, I was willing to play you that day. Just couldn't find you. But look, Jack is the man. Jack is the tech guru. He will find you on it. And then after that, no running. Look, we're going to pin you down. And when you stream tomorrow for the FIFA, I'm going to be all over. I'm going to be in there from start to finish. I'm going to make sure I'm not doing anything during that time, and I'm going to be all over it. I go just into a game, that's for sure.
They must have had, David, the missus sneak something into your drink or something, because, just when you wanted to play them, all of a sudden, that it was like David was taken out. It was probably sabotage tactics, by them, to get David sick that week. I can see it a mile away. But don't worry, the game will come. And, once we give you the big 5-0 smacking, we'll probably just maybe take it down a notch, maybe go a bit easier, go for the nicer goals and whatnot, Dave. But especially, I know the way David plays, he's absolutely ruthless. So I would just say it's not going to go well. Certainly it's not going to go well.
I would suggest playing 3 centre-backs, because if you give me any room around the edge of the box with Harry Kane, it is going in. So I do suggest 3 centre-backs is probably the way to go. In fact, just a flat-back 5. Don't even play wing-backs. Play full-backs along with your 3 centre-backs. Because Sonny's there too, and Lucas. But no, guys, look, everybody, please get over to our Tottenham FIFA stream tomorrow. Tell them they need to set a date. So, guys, when you're on later on, call us out on a certain day, and we'll be there. Let's make this box office. This is what the people want to see. Dark Sun G21 says Paratici hopefully sells Catastrophe and Easy Pass, or kills their contract like he did with Bobo. I hope he brings hungry players who want to succeed. Yeah, he will. Look, Paratici's already seen through these guys. Honestly, Paratici's old school. He's seen through the likes of Davies, Winks, and he's not going to kill their contract. But what he will do is he will get rid of them. And if they don't go when the price is right, he'll just send them to train with the under-23s, I hope. And look, exactly, he was ruthless with Bobo the Clown earlier. And rightly so. It's good to see. And look, we do need the young, hungry players. That's why we've brought in Romero. That's why we've brought in Gil Messi. That's why we've brought in who else? Slipping my mind.
Emerson.
That's why we've brought in the likes of Emerson. Young, hungry players who want to succeed, who want to push in the one direction. Trust me, I'm getting good vibes of what Paratici is doing. Look, we all know Daniel Levy is the problem. A massive problem. But if he is going to only give a select amount to spend, while the pressure and all is being put on them, you need someone like Paratici who's going to spend that money wisely. And us fans need to get behind him. Don't make him the problem. Do not fall for it. Do not make him the scapegoat. He is the one that's spending that money wisely compared to what Steve Fraud Hitchin done. And he's still in a job, may I add. Or Steve Bald Hitchin. But big up Dark Sunji. I really appreciate the support, brother. And Jack, here's one for you. He says, I want to see players who will fight for the badge no matter the game, no matter the competition. I don't want any more players like Easy Pass, Catastrophe, or Oscar.
I mean, they're just, I don't know what they are anymore. They're certainly not footballers, Dark Sun G. And I said that again on Extra Time, last night, for Nicky answer me. I just said, don't know what an Easy Pass is. I don't know what Harry Winks is. I don't know what Ben Davies is anymore. I don't even know what Doherty is anymore. Like, genuinely, I'm trying to ask myself, like, what do these guys actually do? Like, can someone be that useless? Even to what you said earlier, I think the only reason Paratici's even sitting on the bench, Dark Sun G, he probably was up in the stands and was wiping his eyes, thinking there's no way these guys are footballers. I need to get a closer look. And then he got up there, and that's why he was probably screaming it out of his, on his bench so much and hitting, Steve Hitchin. He was like, you brought these guys in. I mean, how could you be doing this to this club? That's what I would say, Dark Sun G. And again, Dark Sun G, my condolences to you if we see Ben Davies put on that armband, because I know you probably, like you said, you don't like to eat before the matches, but I promise you, Dark Sun G, I just encourage you, whatever you can fit in your stomach, before the game, because you might see easy pass, maybe wear that, captain's armband again, which will just cause me absolute pain. It'll cause me an aneurysm to a degree, probably. So I would just say, Dark Sun G, hopefully you can take care of yourself, because I can't even imagine seeing those players anymore. I really can't. They find new ways every single week, David, to just piss us off even more. They find new ways, Dark Sun G, and I don't know how they can do it. And I certainly don't know who they are as footballers. I genuinely don't even know who they are anymore.
Stinky wants us to play an Ireland versus England friendly. Yeah, I'll play that. Look, I know we'll be the underdogs, but I'm so confident we'll win it anyway. So I definitely, I'll play that. Definitely 100%. But look, Jack, we may get through this predicted lineup, then score prediction, and then I'm out to off over to do the pre-match bump up. And Letitia's is in the house, listening only as at work. Big yourself up, Phil. I hope you're enjoying. Oh, my bad. But look, let's crack through this starting lineup. So, guys, we have gone with a 4-2-3-1. The lineup is here. Jack, do you want to take it away?
I'll take it right away. Golini in goal makes sense. Lloris has been left behind, hasn't even boarded the plane, so it's probably going to be Golini. I think Brandon Austin is going to be kind of the backup on the bench. Davinson Sanchez is who we're predicting, because he needs, the game time. He's also kind of fallen out of the pecking order to a degree since Romero has come in. This is his opportunity. Tanganga, we know, wasn't able to be featuring in the last few matches, so I do see him coming here and again, maybe proving something to Nuno, even though I don't think he has very much to prove, because he is a very capable defender. I'd still like to see him maybe playing a competition like this and do something, worth maybe going forward as well. He could try to prove something going forward. Joe Rodon, of course, continues to only be kind of selected in these matches, so it's not a surprise he'd be selected here. Can't believe I'm about to say it, but Ben Davies is going to be playing at left back, and I would just say to Ben Davies, he has 3 very decent defenders alongside of him. So all he has to do is just not sabotage them like he did against Crystal Palace. And Ben Davies, please, I know you get nosebleeds when you cross the halfway line. Just stick back there and just do the job defensively. Don't even bother getting forward, because you'll just hurt us even more, especially because I heard Vitesse are quite pacey. So I would say, Ben Davies, don't even cross the halfway line. You'll get a nosebleed. Gio Lo Celso, I think we could see him playing in that holding midfield position alongside Harry Winks, especially if they are kind of like an Italian kind of setup, which was mentioned before by Sims Orloff. He was saying they kind of play like an Italian team. So that would maybe suggest, David, we would have lots of the ball, which is exactly what Harry Winks and Gio Lo Celso could do. And also, again, with those defenders behind them, I feel like they could, not get bullied around too much, as well as Dele Alli, who to a degree will be playing, a version of that position that we've always seen him do, which is, maybe playing right behind the striker, playing in that 4-2-3-1 role. This is where Dele Alli should thrive. This is where he should find his best opportunities, especially with Hill Messi and Steven Bergwijn, maybe even giving him some of these opportunities and chances. This is a great chance for Dele Alli. It's not like he needs to, I don't know, he won't prove me wrong or, prove me right or anything regarding him. I just don't believe him anymore, but maybe this is an opportunity for him to play in the position that supposedly is his best position. Hill Messi, I'd love to see Hill Messi played out wide on the right, inverted winger, David. It's hard to know who will be playing out there, but I think it will be Hill Messi, and then Steven Bergwijn playing in his best position, which is actually left wing. We all know that's actually his best position, and then Dane Mbappe up top. Again, look at that front three, Dave. Look at some of the players behind him. They should be able to find Dane Scarlett. He loves to run through the channels. They should be able to find him.
Yeah, look, so there you have it, guys. There is our starting lineup. Look, for me, I think it's the best possible lineup we can go with, the strongest possible lineup with playing players in their correct positions, sort of thing. With so look, let's see how we get on. I hope that answers Nick's question earlier on: is can we play a 4-2-3-1 with what we have left? We definitely can, my man. We definitely can. So look, guys, there's the starting lineup. Let us know if there's any changes you would make to it. Wayne Bonner says, is Alfie defining the squad? Not 100% sure. Likelihood is I think he will be, because a lot of players were left at home, so I do think he will be, but I couldn't say 100% for sure. Wayne. And by the way, Wayne, it is good to see you, my man. Where have you been? Long time no see. It is good to see you, brother. Derek Hutchins is David Winks playing. We have lost this game before it's even started. Also, Vitesse will destroy Winks. I'm for Spurs. Bad play. Player small cup. Spurs want a cup. Bad day. Bad play. Won't play well. No play well out. look, I kind of get what you're saying here. If they don't play well, you want them out. So big yourself up. So Belo Malana, why is nobody talking about the winger from Club Brugge to call him Long? Also,
I think Lang. Yeah, Lang. Noah Lang, the former, I think former Ajax product. He's I've definitely rated him, and that's why you should check over onto our second channel, Sabelo, because that's a second channel. Flat Cap Euro Talk is almost exclusively for players like that I think we definitely should go for. He's fantastic at Club Brugge. I absolutely love him there. Someone also over there, Charles de Ketelaere, I've absolutely rated for a very, very long time. I think I would love to have both of them because Charles de Ketelaere, he could play backup striker very easily. Maybe someone who I have left out is maybe a potential backup striker, but also Noah Lang is absolute class, and he's a brilliant footballer to watch.
So there you
plays left wing, right wing as well. So there you are. Definitely know about him.
There you are, my man. That's the Flat Cap Euro Talk. Get over and check that out, brother. Get over and check it out. But Jack, with our predicted lineup here, what score prediction are we going to go for? What's your score prediction?
I'd like to think that back four, apart from maybe Mr. Ben Davies, is decent enough to not concede. We all know that Galini, though, does, concede goals from outside the box. So if they were to take a crack from distance, I would be quite nervous. I always am going to go for a clean sheet, though, in the Europa Conference League. I'm pissed, I think, if we concede in this competition, especially in the group stages. So I'm going for 3-0, Dave. It's not going to be a smacking. It's not going to be Mira, but I'm going 3-0, and that's the most dangerous scoreline to predict because usually it's never right when you predict something like that. But I am going to go 3-0. I'd like to think we can't concede to a team like this. But if we do, I'll be livid, and that's why you should tune in for the watch along.
100%. Yeah, look, I'm going to go for 3-0 as well, Jack, to be honest with you. Look, I think tonight is the night Gil Messi gets on the score sheet. I think the Mbappe comes alive. And look, who knows, maybe a returning Bergwijn might get the third. But look, I do think 3-0. I don't think we're going to smash them. I don't think it's going to be an easy game either. But as long as these players come out with the right hunger, the right desire, and the right attitude, should be beating these all day long. There's more than enough creativity in there for them to be finding the likes of Dane Scarlett's runs and stuff like that in behind, like we've already spoke about. Pre-season is proven if you put the ball in behind for him to meet his run, he will put it away. So 3-0 is definitely what I'm going to go.
3-0 with Winks and Davies in the lineup.
Yeah.
Island Life, I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. But again, that's why sometimes you come over here for that delusional optimism. But as well, I said this before, Island Life, it says a whole lot about these players if they can't perform in what that prediction I just gave. If they can't get that sort of scoreline, it says a lot about these players. It doesn't say anything about Nuno. It says a lot about these players. I'll tell you that, Island Life.
It does. It says everything about these players we need to know. Paul McHenry has gone with 4-1. He says, come on, you Spurs. Everyone get your score predictions in. Do let us know what your score predictions are. Dan, in another case of fans thinking our B team can walk another professional football team. No Kane, no Son, no Ndombele. It'll be a close game, 2-1. Yeah, very well could be, but you're still thinking we're going to win. So does it,
Come on, Dan.
Big up, Dan, that's what I like to see. JJ Lang was out of his debt against City. Derek Hutchinson, Vitesse 3, Spurs 0. Couva 99, wait a sec, 3-0 to who? Spurs, of course, my man, of course. We saw already, Island Life. Yeah, 100%, I can get that.
You're more realistic, Island Life. I get it. You're more realistic. I understand. It's just, David and I, we talk about this team enough, especially we've complained about these players enough. We just, at the end of the day, we'd like to think that they could prove us wrong. That's what I guess I predicted on Life. I want them to prove me wrong. I genuinely want them to prove me wrong.
Look, with catastrophe for weeks, we know the exact same problems arise. We were talking about Roden trying to push for a first team spot. Tanganga, Lo Celso, Bergwijn, Scarlett, Gill. There's more than enough there compared to what there was last year or years gone by in these backup brigades to be able to turn a result into the way that we wanted to be turned. Definitely, that's for sure. Alexander Hilton's is 2-1. Our B team is trash. Ireland Life, the first game, shows us what will happen. Fair point. Yep. And Paul McHenry, come on, bring on the positivity. Flat Cap Army. Well, look, guys, there you are. This is the end of the pre-match build-up. I hope everybody has enjoyed it. If you want to see more of this sort of stuff, please do let us know. Make sure you get over and follow me now over on We Are Tottenham TV, starting at 4:15 for the pre-match pump-up, where I'll be running around just 10 minutes beforehand, ripping my pillows apart, duck feathers everywhere, just getting pumped up for the game before I can come in and get you guys pumped up. So make sure you get over there. But guys, in terms of what's on here today, back here at 5:30, which is 12:30 stateside, for the watch long for Vitesse versus Tottenham Hotspur, where we're going to turn them over, and we're going to absolutely beat them in their own back garden. A nice trip to Holland, few sing-songs along the way during the watch long. But guys, I'd like to see you all back here. Until then, as always, up the mighty Tottenham.
Come on, you Spurs.